Yeah. It's that time of day. It's that time of week where a certain individual like myself comes out. And maybe it's the end of the week or something. I don't think that's what it is. No, I think it's built in all of us. I think it's part of who we are. I think it's part of how we see the world. And I think it's a necessary, what do they say? Evil. But is it? If we see the world through one angle, if we see it through one little vestige of tiny ray, as if there's only one way, what are we really doing with this beautiful gift? Huh? The fuck are you doing with it? You can ask me what I'm doing with it. I can tell you exactly what I'm doing with it. I'm playing, at least right now, off the fact that you're watching the show with no rules, no plan, no idea, just a character set to talk about the things going on in society. My friends, as the clock counts down from 20, I can only tell you this, that we're in for the unknown, as with all other days here. And I invite you to jump on in. The call-in is live. You know what time it is. It's not just time to call in and get fired up, my friends. It's time to look up. That's right. Light that bonfire. You got it in you. You got the balls. You got something to talk about? You got something on your mind? You got something in your car? You got a problem with me? You got a problem with my attitude towards you? You got something you want to talk to me about that maybe we have talked about elsewhere on a VC that you want to hide about behind that little screen or no actual facey wacy? Okay. That's fine. Call-in's fucking open. I haven't put it quite yet in the Twitch chat. I will when I get in. I'll make a thing about it. Give myself something to do. Just in case all of you are just too scaredy pants to actually engage. Oh. Because you know how it is in these YouTube streets, in these Twitcher streets, in these weird-ass fucking... People don't go outside, they just play games, or they just stay online, or they just invent some imaginary world, and they don't have friends, and they talk about how they don't have friends, and then they blame everybody else, and then they scream at you when you say, hey, there's another way, I've had a great life, because... No! Play right into the hands of a man. You notice how I left it there? I'm not going to blame it on Satan. No, I'm blaming Satan today. And frankly, friends, if you don't get Satan's game, if you don't get the con and the dog wag, then you don't understand darkness. Because Satan is a jinn who provides your wildest dreams. But let me tell you something, my friends. Whichever way you go with it, you're going to pay a price. That's not a bad thing. That's fucking life. That the good and bad, the ups and downs, the beautiful and the ugly, they are paired as one. Which is the concept and the background and the premising of today that, I see you, Tom. I see you, Tom, in the lookup green room. So stand by. Somebody's already here to talk. I appreciate that. Unless you're hanging out. Tom, just so you know, there are other rooms around. But if you want to hang out and wait to get dragged up, I'm welcome to have you. Let me just finish this little walk-in. Today, the concept, my friends, that we're talking about... all the lonely. Now, you notice I didn't finish that. I just said all the lonely. Why would I say that? Because fuck you, I said it. You know what I mean. Don't try to take it apart. Tell me what you think it means. I think there's a lot of problem today with it. Just fill in the blank afterwards. Problem? Yeah, because you're supposed to be living life to the fullest. And loneliness, whatever that be to you, is a terrible disease that you catch and just think you can't get rid of it. Whammy, hot tub babes on Twitch. Maybe I'll go talk to Erudite afterwards to shore it up. Don't do that. Talk to her because you think she's an interesting person. She's got intellect and something to say. Don't go to her because you need someone to fill in a role and project into. Oh my gosh, so much of that. Anyways. Hello, everybody. Hello, my friends. I'm so glad you could join me. You know who I am. I'm AronMSound. This is the show known as Lookup. And on Fridays, well, my friends, you know how it is. I play, well, not so much the devil's advocate, but I play into the ideas that folks would sell you about me or others like me, where, you know, the worst possible fears, the worst possible behaviors are mirrored in their fears. And I think most of the time when they do this, and the reason I play this character is because they're scared of themselves, maybe scared of me. Oh, Tom. Tom didn't hang, but all right. You're welcome to come back, Bombadil. And I haven't even looked to see if anybody's here with me yet. Am I jumping around here? Let me see. Oh, hi and welcome. Yes. Hi, hello, and ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar, once again, as usual, oh, am I not showing live? No? That's weird. What's going on? Is it showing blank screen right now? Or am I showing on another screen? What's going on? Hold on. Let me take a look here. Hopefully I'm showing live screen. YouTube was doing some weird stuff. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, goodness. Thank goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, hobos and trams, cross-head mosquitoes and motherfucking bow-legged ants, I stand before you to sit beside you to tell you something, at least on Fridays, I probably know very little about. Or maybe I do. I don't know. Let's see what comes up. Ladies and gentlemen, the most official, yet completely unofficial, strangely, but still 100% as if she was literally born to it. Like, to be that person. Like, this is the timeline she is on for real. Ladies and gentlemen, there is only one. Lita Caprati! Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I was going to give you the horn and everything, and that sounded wrong, but what happened there? Did I just not have it turned up? Oh, you hear that in the background somewhere? Where's my phone? Oh, it's my phone. Should probably plug that in, too. At least it's moving better than it looks like. And thank you for being here on time. This is one of those days where I don't know what's going to happen. You know, I got a lot on my idea plate. Oh, thank you, Leah. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you for being here. There is so much, and sorry to at you. And thank you for the likes and the thumbs up, and both of those things. And I should probably, turn this down and get into the non-microphone. I'll turn the non-microphone on. Oh, almost close. So close. Not exact. Sounds different, though, right? This one is more like, when I get up to it, you want me to do some ASMR or some shit. Anyways, what are we talking about? Well, I was saying this before. I so rudely interrupted myself with myself, talking about myself. Gosh, how modern is that? But I'm talking about it because I'm looking at stuff for concern so I can make stuff better, right? Oh, that's just an easy segue for me to say, yeah, what the fuck's going on with people? Love yourself. Love yourself. What's wrong with that? Let me, pop back over. I like this one on Fridays. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm free, because I got the wireless rig too. Anyways, the big deal for me is that I hear a lot of lonely motherfuckers out there, and I don't want anybody to have to feel lonely, because I hear a lot of this, they have to feel lonely. There's some purposing, and really all this is You know, reminds me kind of hopefully if this comes up, I've been having some weird issues with this. Oh no, there it is. A house fire. It reminds me of a house fire, like, and someone standing outside with like a single cup of water and drinking that single cup of water. Well, this wasn't going to do any good anyways. Yes, I understand. But aren't you going to do anything about that? No, I wanted a glass of water and the house is going to burn. So let's just go with that. And all of it with some weirdly puritanical background, which is so confusing to someone like me who just is, you know, kind of free of that bullshit, if you wouldn't mistake my French for earnestness, but rather forward honesty. Does that play into your fears yet? That I might have some honesty for you? Oh. Hey, look at that. Every once in a while, I think what it is I've got a connector that doesn't like life anymore. It's given up on life, this connector. And I don't blame it that it's hard to see the love, it's hard to see the understanding of others having that as well. What do you think? I put a bunch of invites out there. I should have just invited everybody to the green room. But, you know, folks, I think it's funny. Amongst the group that does talk about this, tend to be a little scared to share their feelings unless there's something they can get out of it, like there's some transactional thing to have in this conversation other than the transaction for wider society being impacted just a little bit, maybe just a little bit, Where's that mention? There's a mention. Oh, it's in the announcements. Okay. Good. Somebody trying to reach out to me. Oh, maybe there is, Azzy. All the lonely. Let me invite Azzy on. Hold on one second, so you can hear the clicks, and I'll change mics too. Yeah. Oh! Suddenly the wind and the everything. You're hearing the AC, by the way. It's a lovely 72 degrees in here, despite the flame. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing fine. If you didn't know, on Fridays, what is normally a show where I interject myself into a conversation that nobody wanted me to be a part of, sorry, I'm just typing to Azzy. I think he has. Sorry. He's making titles. Alright. So yeah, if you're watching and wondering what the hell you're watching a conversation that I open up to you. That normally I'm sharing something. Let me one, turn the grooves down a little bit. Because we'll get into that too, but Oh yes, I also always forget that this particular video has fire sounds. Fire! I may actually have to swap video here, but that's fine. I'll be fine. We'll be fine. You know I have all this stuff ready. Triple on triple. So what are we doing? We are opening the conversation to you, and I tend to play on the worst fears of people who, project into who my being is. So why not? Nobody wants to play Satan out here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Because y'all so damn afraid of just, heating up. Fucking Weasley ass, hiding behind a screen, tippy-tappy motherfuckers. When we have things to talk about, like, why the fuck is everybody so alone? Speaking of which, why don't I
I should invite Ben. I wonder if Ben has a take on this. I want to talk about some interesting, different, you might be totally taken aback by Ben's take. Because who knows what Ben would say. But then again, you know, this is the other thing is I don't care about clout. I'll let you backstage in real life. I just have to go through it this way. There he is. Jesus, it's small. Okay. Did I invite him already? I might have invited him already. All right. I apologize if you're. I'm gonna bug him. Just gonna bug him. Like he has the whole of the internet, which is hilarious. I love it. I love when somebody trolls a whole group of people and they get really upset for puritanical reasons, and they do not know that they're trolling something that is like a moral trap, a moral play upon their senses, taking just the kernel of truth and flipping it around so that everybody who just wants to run around with a sign that says, I'm the greatest thing that ever happened to humans! I'm so good, look at me! Those folks, you know, they, well, suddenly they have to take part directly, and they don't want to when they have to engage in other forms of view, or that they don't want to, so they come out screaming, they come out swinging, they come out thinking that life is monoclastic, so you must fight. At the same time, they will totally support that same view that allows for the bad thing. Not in your face. No, they wouldn't let you know. But they will. They'll do it tacitly, meaning they'll do it in their actions. Go watch, and the great examples, by the way, go watch Fresh and Fit. Go watch whatever podcast or similar podcasts where in the crowd you'll have an immense amount of hollering about 304s and people being terrible and how whorish people are. And frankly, all of that is telling when immediately thereafterwards, every person that got called a whore on the panel suddenly makes a whole bunch of money on their OnlyFans. When somebody suddenly subs to them for $5.99 a month to see their a-hole. And good on them, it's probably a very well-maintained a-hole. I mean, good on them. Apparently there's even a video out right now. I was going to share it as a matter of just shock to see if I could just really shock someone today, but then I saw it and I'm like, oh, I can't. No, I can't. Oh God, I can't share. Oh God. Who did, what the, by the way, there's a video, how to nair your butthole. I'm not saying you should go watch this. Go watch that. I didn't say that to you. Anyways, there's a number of other on that page, and you'll know you're on the right page because you'll see Mr. Beast's face on the same page where, like, I don't even know how the guy's getting away with this. And I'm just gonna warn you, there is no, like, lead-in to any of these videos. You're just gonna get smacked in the face. Thanks, H3, for turning me on to this. No, I cannot. Literally, my channel will get taken down. I don't know how this person's hasn't. I can show you my reaction to this. I'll tell you what, I'll show you my reaction to it. Oh, the cat, the eternally nodding cat says yes. Oh, damn, man. Oh, God. I'd invite Carl right now, but frankly, Carl is probably he's probably got his own show going on. Oh, you know what? I need to put the call in this. I can't forget to do this. I always forget to do this shit. I do. Oh yeah. It's called, and I'm just gonna warn you, Lita. there is no, like, there's no grease up. Literally, and what, there's just, I'm going to warn you, it's a very adult moment. I'm also afraid to look at it again, because if I look at it like twice, since I looked at like 3 of them, just, oh my God. By the way, the worst one is how to finger yourself. It's not worst, it's just like, if you're not ready for the fact that it is just right now, like, how is this on YouTube? It's a very old school, like, YouTube moment where, like, send that to your friends to get a good laugh, because, you want to get a little good laugh out of your friends and shock them? Yeah, how to nair your butthole. And the second one is how to finger I think it's finger your butthole or finger yourself. Apparently it's kept up because of educational purposes. And I'm not going to say it shouldn't be there, frankly. I think it's amazing that it is. I think it's like one of those new Rickrolls. If you want to Rickroll someone, because it just goes. It doesn't smooth you in. It doesn't suggest any, like, warning, really. It's not like, oh, by the way, if you're not used to seeing this up close and well, you know, personal, well, friends, then you might not be ready for that ring of fire right there. Anyways, but I digress. What was I talking about anyways? Lonely people seem to be pretty prevalent. I was talking to one yesterday. What a little whiny baby. I'm not going to say I don't have empathy for them. I'm going to say that a certain group of them I don't have very much empathy for, because they're incels, and they're, like, proud of being a jackass who doesn't go out into the world, and proud of wanting a monoclastic 1950s regressive style relationship, as if they just ignore the world, if they just ignore what's actually going on or what's changed, they can roll it back. And I'm going to tell you, yeah, house on fire. Oh, what happened? Hold on a second. House on fire. Oh yeah. No, it's definitely this. It's definitely this input. Give me 1 second, folks. Let me kill this input. Let me just get rid of that input and just boom. Is that it? I can't see shit with those fucking sunglasses on, you. God damn, who told me to do that? Oh, that was me. I'm just gonna blame others for me, for my choices. I think that seems to be the kind of the popular setting nowadays, in my opinion. I've experienced a lot of that. I know what happened. I'm gonna light up the fire. It's wonderful. Yeah. So if you're wondering what is actually going on here, I don't have a plan on Fridays, and I just open up to the conversation that, today the world is pretty fucked up on a certain small level for a certain small group of people, and that are going to affect the future of nations and such, because they're sitting tippy-tappy with a very loud voice, using a lot of modern facilities and utilities to make their voice heard. And so, of course, in the near future, we may see either more proliferation, or we may see a rubber banding to all of this, bullshit. All this bullshit that we see now, the valor signaling and the entertaining oneself by telling everybody how awesome your terrible pain is. Stand by. I'm going to go hands-free for a second. So, yeah, apologize for the AC. I'm in California, just outside of Los Angeles, and when I say just outside, I mean, like, I'm actually in Los Angeles County, but I'm just in, actually, very luckily so, in a beautiful place that doesn't, oh, here it is. Oh, yeah. When your house is on fire, and you're like, oh, no, absolutely, everything is just, oh, it's fine. It'll be fine. No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. No. I'm telling you, kids. Kids, I'm telling you. I'm going to speak patronizing to you today. Go back to Satan. And say, since I have no plan in general on Fridays, I have this open call-in.
You can find it in the chitty chirp motherfucking chat. And I challenge you to be more than less, because that's generally what it is. So I was talking about the baby screamer that was screaming baby shit at me. Just literally screaming, like he was screaming and flinging baby shit from his own little mental prison I call the obelisk. Because he's in that funnel, like just funneling up all that fucking shit. And his house is on fire. But he doesn't know it. I mean, if you want to talk like, you know, be mean about it, he's just being a fucking really sad person. And he doesn't have to be that way, in my opinion. He can find joy in the hedonism of life. But he doesn't know how to. Don't forget, if you haven't fucking liked and subscribed because you're confused by what's going on here, it may already be too late. Too late. And if you're finding that it's already too late, don't look at your hands. And if you don't know what I'm talking about yet, put the book down, or not. Pick it up, because you're interested in what the hell is going on with all this shit. And although most people might be turned off, there are a certain few who capture the fact that art is more the creation and the experience in the moment, and appreciating what one can get from that moment. So that's what I do. And most days, by the way, when I say I share, I do fully. In the sense that I compare and I use reasoning and video and people's own words. But today's people, as in Friday's people, they either choose to take part or not. And I understand that this can be challenging because it's scary. It's so fucking scary to call somebody and tell them what you're thinking or feeling. But I want you to engage, because trust me, most of you are going to be talking to me at some point anyways. But it'll be fine. Right? It'll be perfectly fine. Now, if you haven't already looked at the butthole video, the fuck are you afraid of? So afraid of a challenge. Of a childish challenge. So boring. But that's okay. They always got vitriol for you when they don't think anybody's watching, when they're thinking that nobody's paying any attention. But I'm telling you, I'm always paying attention. And I don't think we should let folks run off thinking that they are alone, or that they can scream at you and that's the answer just because they're having cognitive dissonance. Nah, I'm pretty fair about that shit, friends. Balmy 72 in here. Whew, love it. If you're not familiar with 72 in Celsius, that's really hot. But I'm not using Celsius, thankfully. That's why when I decide to, I just turn on the AC and it goes like...
You can actually hear that now. You can actually hear the AC, right? I hope so. Anyway, what am I talking about? Feel free to call in. I'm going to now open up Twitch. The Twitch. And if this is meandering to you, that's because you're literally watching a much more interactive stream where you too can control this show. You just have to be smart enough to know how to play with Satan. You can call in and talk to him as well. That's the most amazing portion about the most amazing portion of Satan, you can call in and talk to Beelzebub, Azrael, whatever, whoever, Moloch, whatever you're fucking afraid of. I am your worst nightmare in a lot of cases. Because especially on Friday, if you tell me that you can't handle the truth, you may have maybe some problems. You know what I mean. Your house may be on fire, but do you know it? I don't know. They're always so afraid. They're always so afraid, Lita. So I may have to just go ahead and, keep moving on. The base. So loneliness is a deep, disturbing problem that is often caused by the lack of love of self. Now, what does that have to do with the rest of life outside of playing a video game or sitting on Discord or calling your friends or going to the mall or having a transactional interaction with someone that you think that you should be important with or over? My friends, none of that shit has anything to do with self-love. Frankly. Now you want to argue that? Feel free. Feel free to argue that. But you got to use the Discord. You got to use Discord to contact me. Why do I laugh about that? Why do I laugh about that? Because Discord, the term itself, is hilarious. It's hilarious. It really is. That's a thing. We talk to each other and think we can get along in Discord. No, it's fine. It'll be fine. There's nothing wrong here. Absolutely nothing wrong here. Let's see if this one loads. Is it going to give me a hard time or is it going to take forever? Oh, no. Good. Oh, yeah, because I enjoyed this one. People are like, "What? What's wrong with you?" It is quiet today. It's very quiet, but that's because people are still looking in to see what is this all about? Well, folks, on Friday, it's a freeform thing. I'm going to sit here and talk to you. In fact, I might even, if I was playing faster music, I'd be dancing to make you feel uncomfortable, to force you to call in. That's right. I will cringe you to call. I'm Satan on Fridays. It's a fired up kind of a day. Because most motherfuckers are just not sure of themselves enough to declare that they have something to say to the world, that they're thinking something. But that's okay. I mean, anything you want to say. Really, truly. Except for the M-bombs. Someone calls in and does that, I will track you. I will take you to the 9th level of hell called Nessus. And for the rest of your streaming career, I will make sure that from beginning to end, there is nothing but a bot calling you saying, "You fucked up, you fucked up, you fucked up, you fucked up." Because I'm part of the fuck around and find out generation. Yeah, jello right down the food. What's happening? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. On Friday, I go out of my way to bother people, as opposed to other days where it's more informational. Now, maybe by once the first hour goes by, then I start to watch videos and such. But for the first hour, at least on Fridays, I open the call lines up and I challenge people. As that you see the title, it is All the Lonely. Can I add to this, by the way, because I'm playing Satan on Fridays, because everybody wants to project into fucking my face and my being and whatever the fuck they want to fear out of me, because I have points of view that they may not think are easy, or that they think I'm a complete... My life must be terrible because I'm involved in this, that I'm not here to share love. And, I'll be tied. Hey, Aaron in chat, thanks for the link at Jelly. Oh, thank you for joining a new... is there sound? Did we lose sound? Oh, did you guys lose sound? Hold on, let me double check on my side. Thank you for being here. Oh yeah, there's definitely sound. I'm like blowing it out over there. In fact, I was just about to start dancing to cringe you out. But no, I'm
So, the reason why I stand up is because I can. And my point before was the fact that on Fridays, I challenge the mindset to call in, share your thoughts, more than just like in reaction to something, but to actually share your thoughts. I think we can get to solutions or hear points of view on Friday. And I play the devil incarnate. I want to urge people to play out their catharsis. I want people to call in because I seem to represent people's worst fears often. And it's so strange when I'm talking about love, when I'm talking about how we can get along better. And I do. It's a smoke show, except nobody ever has the fucking cojones or labia to call, Jelly. Nobody ever fucking... Then when they do, it's a confession session. It's fucking fire. But that being said, it depends on who's involved. And I, end up a lot of the time just... play music. And in this case, I think it's an important topic because I keep hearing this. And what's happening? I'm so glad you could be here, all of you. Thank you. Because of this topic today, most days I'm sharing like videos and I'm sharing comparative information, but today the comparative information is from you, if you choose it to be, or not. I will start going into why I'm actually looking at all this stuff, because I have a whole long list. You know I'm constantly just watching. And by the way, the eternal nodding cat. So, part of why I do this is because I spend a lot of time in my downtime when I'm looking for inspiration or conversation or finding out what's going on in the world. I'll go into some pretty wacky VCs on Discord, or some great ones about debates, or, I feel very privileged that I get to just knock on the door of all kinds of different people and explore what's going on in their thought processes as far as exposing myself to the different ways of thinking, whether it be some real fucking racist motherfuckers and see why they're saying it, why is their fucking point of view, why are they making their point of view, where is this coming from, because this is some insane shit, right? That's some insane shit. And yes, and by the way, instead of smoke show, I'm fired up. That's the thing. I'm fired up because loneliness, all the lonely. That's why I left it open. All the lonely. It's not just some of the lonely. It's all the lonely. I think is unnecessary. A lot of it is self-propagated. Oh, was I laughing? Well, I'm playing the devil today, and that tends to scare people, especially when they're like, oh, the Jew is a devil. Then call me Steinberg, okay? If you don't know what that reference is, that's 1984. Check it out. Been thinking about opening a Steinberg channel just for that, by the way, just to play into that fear-set weirdness that's going on with that. We've been covering some of that anti-Semitism, but I think it's high time that people stop acting so fucking puritanical and start acting about the good things that we can do for each other, the good things we can do for ourselves, the ideas and identities that we can have that aren't involved with one limited scope of view that is binary in its basic bullshit sensibilities to say I'm this or I'm that, but you could be more than everything, because the 8 billion of us, including me, the fallen angel, apparently, the Zionist face changer, gave Biggie and Tupac a new life in a modern backpacker hip-hop band, apparently and allegedly. Yeah, believe that craziness. That's where this comes from, by the way. I was just going to lean into this shit. Just going to straight lean into it. Why not? The Lizard Man. And finally, my favorite, which was just simply Jew. It was so perfunct. It's somewhere out there, too. Somebody literally. And I love that shit. It's just so ridiculous. Because that shit, come on. It makes me cute. It's just cute. It's hard to troll somebody whose skin is so thick they're almost apparently a lizard, from what I was told. Okay. Sure. In any case, when it comes time to the show on Friday, they tend not to show up. And I was going to tell you the story of the guy who was screaming at me yesterday. And I've just officially done a full circular, spherical color, which would be azure. We're at the first level of azure on Friday. That's right. And I still do it, even though we're having an open panel, open discussion, call-in circus. And the reason I call it the call-in circus is I don't know. One of these days, it's just going to be a bunch of fun people show up. It will happen. That's how this shit goes down. First, I got to sit here and talk. And what are we talking about? The proliferation of you lonely, sad motherfuckers out there. And I'm not talking about... Actually, you know what? My chat is, in general, the least lonely chat on the most real, non-lonely, awesomely loved and loving, experienced with life, and clearly getting the get-on a regular, in one way, shape, or form, in a healthy manner, chat on the internet, undefeated. And when I compare, I'm telling you, I know my chat gets it on. Fuck your chat, whoever you are, elsewhere. That's right, you heard me. I'm challenging your chat to my chat's sexual prowess. Why? Because on Friday, bitches, I'm the fucking devil! Vincent LeBeau. Jelly. No, LeBeau. That probably is just a familiar name. No, I have not. Is this something that I should be looking at? Yeah, I mean, I didn't even get into how attractive my chat was, because I've seen some of these other chats. It's some ugly ass chats. And let me just be like, I know there's one particular chat that all you got to do is be real careful. You wanted to get date in this one chat? There's only 4 women out of like 1,200 people watching. So you just got to go in there and be like, and somebody will come floating along. I'm telling you, if you're really that lonely, because let me tell you something, there's nothing as beautiful as a big woman who loves you with all her love. Tell me about it. Twice over. 3 times. Ha! Because you bitches are so afraid of anything that... anything that TV didn't feed you. I mean, seriously. Oh, yeah. Yeah. By the way, I'd be tired. Oh. Oh, well, that's why he's looking over at me. Oh, yeah, I also didn't know that. So a lot of this, by the way, is the fact that these messages, seemingly simple, are playing on the puritanical purposing of the fear state and the slow move towards mental fascism that then allows for the banality of evil to creep in. It's what the actual evil wants of you, if you want to talk about it in those kind of terms. What do I think about CBT? CBT, I'm not sure exactly about the acronym. Let me look it up, if you wouldn't mind spelling it out. I'm happy to talk about it if it's something I know about. I'm not sure of the acronym, though. It's probably something I know and just are unaware of the acronym. Acronym. Sorry. Sometimes it's better for me to be a little more fluffy. Hold on a second. Right here. Let me fluff it up. Let me fluff it. Hold on. And I don't hold it against you. Jelly has your entertainment in mind. And why? Because normally, in most days, I'm not so wild. This is like my one day of being outrageously, truly outrageous. Now, on Sundays, I do a Ministry of the Flying Pig, which teaches and or shares unilaterally love as the unifier between us all. It's not denominational. It's just about letting out our flying pig for ourselves. Oh, come on, Jelly. Yeah, thank you. And CBT. Does anybody have any clarification? I'm sorry. I should look this up. I should just fucking, look it up. Yeah, I should know it. Exactly. White people be like, and that's a shame on me. Normally, and Jelly can tell you, I'm normally pretty informed about this stuff. I can't believe I don't know. It's probably some acronym that I know by another term or some shit like that. That's normally what happens. But that is my bad. I try to be aware more than less, especially, if you knew my background in history, which I can share with you, I should be, for God's sakes. It's my whole life is made better by the music and community that I have been allowed to be part of. So, flying pig, not flying spaghetti monster, maybe. I'm, in his noodle arms. Oh, the noodle. Oh, hey, the flying spaghetti monster is very much welcome in the ministry of the flying pig. They do work hand in hand because actually I believe they're probably even in the same union. CBT, not DMT. DMT. Yeah. You mean CBT? My God. You know what? This is the problem with acronyms. Is there's so many of them. It's like, oh, did you mean the there's like 12 things that just pop into my head that I'm just like, there's so many different versions that I could be like, are you talking about, is this something I'm unaware of? No. So DMT, actually, I've got some wonderful video if you guys want to see that in a little bit from a lady by the name of Josie Kins, who's one of the foremost researchers into the study current day and working for a company that provides pharmaceutical supplies to help develop psychological drugs that are more helpful, or meds that are more helpful, utilizing the actual framework of the inside of our consciousness. And it's amazing how DMT does have a role to play there, apparently. So, and welcome, by the way, Emily. Hold on a second, Emily. Without Emily, I probably would have stopped streaming about a month and a half ago, by the way. Thank you so much. That's not true. That's so terrible. I didn't mean to put that on you, Emily. That's a horrible thing. It's a horrible and awesome. It's like she was here first. You know why she was here first? Yeah, sorry. Oh, CBT as opposed to THC. They each have their qualities. I've had some great CBT rubs that really helped with my sciatica when it's come on. I have my little sister in the basement. She's working on. I hope that's I'm not sure what that means, but I hope it's a positive and not a negative. Let's just say, I'm putting the sunglasses on and whatever that means. More power to you. There is a call-in if you disagree with anything I have to say, because today I kind of play both sides. Bleak, why are you being fucking weird? Well, he's playing into the LARP. And some people, you can totally do that. That's the thing about Friday, is it's more of a catharsis of conversation in between you and I. And that's why the fire. We haven't even gotten to the... So the first hour is generally like either taking the call-in or talking with you in the chat, and then we'll get to the real fire behind all this loneliness talk and why everybody's so sad. And by the way, I shared the video. By the way, it really comes from Vosh. If you're not familiar with Vosh, that's okay. It's fucking boring. Oh my God, why are so many people watching this guy? Why do so many people love him? He's decent, but he's like, I don't know what he is. He's a real talk show host of some nature, but he's really boring. Like he's literally the voice in the background of GTA 3. And Bleak, that's what your mom is always been saying to you? Well, I'm not sure what that means the second time around, but I'm going to leave it there and be like, hey, Your mom is onto something, whatever that is. Because moms rule. Literally. Everybody's like, no, the patriarchy. For the first 18 motherfucking years of your life, your mother was everything. You little retarded bitch. Oh my God, that came out of me. That's terrible. Did I just turn off the whole audience? I apologize. I'm so sick and tired of withholding the meanness. Because everybody else seems to just let out the meanness. But I want to bully the bullies. I want to bully all those folks. Yes. Love your mother. Because your mother gave you all the rules and showed you what love is, along with your father. Those are your parents. Love your family. Because without them, you weren't sperm. You weren't an egg. You weren't some good nookie. You weren't nothing. Be something. They worked a whole 8 to 3 minutes on that, okay? In most cases, on average, apparently, according to the National Institute of Health and also the CDC, which is really shockingly sad. Let's talk about... Can we talk about Kama Sutra? I think that's the second half. We'll talk about Kama Sutra, because motherfuckers are super lonely, and apparently they can't have sex for more than 3 minutes. I'm sorry, let's say 5. I'll give you 5 as mean average. Work up to it, people. Get your nookie on for extended periods of time. Working out has nothing to do with it. It has to do with nookie. You weak ass dropping it down, folks. Come on. This is why my chat is undefeated. I know that my chat... Oh, yes, I do too, actually. I had a friend in my teens, and they were older. I was in theater programs and stuff like that, and they were studying ethnobotany, and that's one of the first places I ever experienced hallucinogenics early on. By the way, once you open that doorway, folks, just so you know, altered states of consciousness aren't for everybody. You really should be surrounded by loving and safe environments if you're going to take on such things. And don't do it like it's a beer. I'm very specific about that. And by the way, ethnogenic medicines are wonderful healers, especially, I don't know if you're familiar with any of the Chinese healing herbs that are out there, or some of the, we don't have really good Chinese shops in LA. We have like 1 or 2 that you can go to a Chinese doctor and they'll make a proper herb, tea for you or something. And some of that stuff is fantastic because it's thousands of years old, Now, mind you, I am not one to tell people to do drugs because drugs can hurt you. But I do suggest that one find other ways, whatever they be, to find an altered state of consciousness, in experience, in life. And if you need, there are things out there that can take you to somewhere else in your in your consciousness, in your experiences, to see a different side of the world. And there's so many different ways to get there. You do not need drugs. That's not necessary, especially once the doorway is open. The veil, my friends, the veil is so clear. Yeah, the ethnobotany is such a fantastically interesting study of both the use of plants in medicinal sciences, and the subsections of it are the studies of the altered states of consciousness of those, and like the anthropological views of that stuff, as well as the things that we've gotten out of them. It's not just like drugs. We're talking about things that have helped us, including cancer medicine. So just side me a sample when you get to that point. Yes. Telling you, Josie Kins. So her name is Josie Kins, and she's actually a researcher about psychedelic experiences. Let me see if this will actually let me go over to it without being a complete hoo-ha about it. It might not be a hoo-ha about it, but we'll see. We'll just see, because I love Josie Kins, since we're talking about it. So the loneliness, by the way, I really do think that the loneliness is because of a broader sense of disconnectedness, of disenfranchisedness, disenfranchisedness from each other. Is that a word? Fuck it. It's a word to me. I'm fucking Satan, apparently. You conniving, cynical, limited-minded, uncreative, encyclopedic, rote bitches can't handle it with your feefees. Sorry. Yeah, I don't care. I'll just make up words. I am playing devil today, so that's like I was saying. If you want to see me be like a little more angelic or sweet or kind, I just like two people just jumped in and were like, "Oh my God, what am I watching? Satan, Satan, Satan!" But if you didn't know, you can control Satan. You can call in. How do you control Satan? Oh, I don't have to be on anything. Dreamy Bull. I am not familiar, Thanos, with Dreamy Bull, but I'll take a look at it and respond to it by looking at the screen. Is it something terrible? Because I was having people go look at Bunghole video earlier. I'm telling you, do not look at. Whatever you do not be an asshole and go look at how to nair your butthole. That is a video I'm not telling you to go look at because I would never have you look. And Lita can tell you to not look at this video. Okay, take me. What's the word for it? What was I looking for? Take me, when I say that, I want you to take me, seriously? Okay. So, what I love is that the people who've been watching me for a while completely get this entire bit. And for those people who just showed up are like, what which tells me that the whole, why in the world? Yeah, don't go look at that, please. No. Did you see? You looked at it. You looked at it. This is why I know people want to look at that. People want to look at that. I'm not sure why. The whole thing of it is absurd. Thank you, H3, for turning me on. It's an old school YouTube thing where, like, back in the day, there used to be a lot of, like, Rickrolls. But that one in particular is like, there's no warm-up. They just throw you head first. They throw you finger first into how to nair your butthole. And there's no warm-up. Yeah, why in the world? I guess there's people that need that. The one afterwards is literally pornography, kind of, but it's educational, I guess, if you're looking to learn how to finger yourself in your butthole. So, yeah. Oh, well, didn't Adam22 say he didn't, was his ass good enough before he got it 8? Oh, he didn't like, yeah, what the world is coming to. Well, Joey, this is a thing. The male prostate actually enlarges as you get older, and although it's not really for me in all senses, I'm going to say that I'm not afraid to talk about the fact that I have been open sexually to experiences. I've learned things about myself, about what I want, didn't want, what I like, didn't like. It's important to know. I think everybody should experience something, Yeah, but nair your burn hole, no. Especially because he does use the incorrect version of the nair, apparently. When you look at the comments underneath it, it's just like, hold on, this is definitely one of those moments where I should be, the comments, they said it's the wrong nair. Holy shit. Yeah, that could be problematic. Burning bum hole. Bleak one. You almost got me on that one. Does anyone know? Hey, does anyone else know what this is? Come call me. Call up. Yeah. Go ahead, and you can cam. I can read that 12 different ways. You want me to read that? You want to read it? I'll be tied. Because I'll read it. It's Friday. Why not? Do you know what the body cam means? Got you, bitches! Got you, bitches! Hi. Can we talk? You're lonely, I know. That's why all the lonely today. All the lonely. Why are we here? Well, normally it's a conversation where somebody will call or somebody won't. And it's about challenging the interaction between us and breaking the fourth wall. And also, I tend to end up sharing. I just held you up. We're actually at the point where my normal viewers can tell you we're actually at a place called the Azure Spheres. We'll just past the Azure Spheres. We're probably more towards the Rouge Spheres, I think, right? Are we at the Rouge Spheres at this point? Were you wondering what's I'll be tired. Sometimes you don't have to know what's going on. That's the whole point. In some cases, at least Mondays and Wednesdays, and definitely Sunday afternoons. I'm sorry, Sunday afternoons. There's no point in trying to decide what's going on. My friend Nick is so annoying. What do I do? Oh, Nika. Well, what is exactly Nika? Grr, we're here for the smoke show. Buckle in, grr. Oh, yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to call in because I was going to tell you, this little boy, this little young man, who's probably 30, 35, he's probably 40, who knows. He was screeching at me yesterday because, he was screeching at me because I dare say that he was projecting. Oh, normally whoever calls in, or they share, or they just, philosophize, or we just, Nika is so annoying. What do I do, Aaron? Satan. Satan? I'm just buying into it now. I'm just going to go all the way with it. Let me give you the devil's answer. That bitch is annoying. Move the fuck on. But what's annoying about them? Oh, yeah, the screeching. The screeching. The internal screeching. I hear it. We're getting smoked. Yeah. Oh, by the way. Yeah, no one has the balls to call. I scare the hell out of people, I think. I just think I scare the hell out, or they're just not interested in having a conversation about something they're concerned about or something that I say, even though I challenge in a lot of ways that most people be like when we're in the VCs, they are always like super down to argue, right? When I'm in the VCs, they are always like, they want to screech at me. They want to scream at me. But when I'm on here, they want to ignore that I'm on, which is funny. They think that that's trolling of me. Meanwhile, it's just proof. Oh, hold on a second. Let me get into my other dashboard here. Drop the other call in on the other side. I haven't done that yet. Sometimes that helps too. So what are we about to start burning into? Well, first I'm going to share something with you that you guys were just asking about, which is that altered states of consciousness, and there is an excellent content maker who talks about altered states of consciousness. And I'm glad you enjoy, because let me tell you something. If motherfuckers had the cojones or the labia to actually engage, we'd already been in it. But these people, they're just like hiding, screeching like little babies. You have no life! You have no life! And I would just say things like, yes, I'm the lonely one. Okay, boy. And at some point I start crying back at him like, well, okay, you're no certain my feefees. He just didn't like that at all. He didn't like that at all. And each time it just like, raise it up. All right, you need a little beanie baby. You need to do a little beanie baby. It was so sad. There was a grown-ass man being so sad, and I just couldn't help myself saying, well, it's so sad. You're so sad. Couldn't handle the little conversation about projection he was putting. And everything he said was just another projection about what he thought I was. I'm trying to be inclusive, family, because I believe that, I'm going to steal this from Brian. I don't believe I don't like his whole all labia matter thing. I think that's he's just being cynical about because he has the same. He's taken BLM by the way. So that's terrible. And I'm talking about the Whatever podcast guy. So, and as I say this, by the way, I am. Pin this other thing in the other chat, manually unpinned after the other. And if you're like, what am I watching here? Why am I watching this guy? Well, one, shits and giggles. You don't know what I'm going to do. You don't know what's going to happen. None of us know what the fuck's going to happen. It's Friday. And if you follow me otherwise, which I appreciate you when you do, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Normally I have a little button for this. Let's see, that button is, yeah! Yeah, bitches! Use your thumbs! Press it! I don't mean to be rude. I'm just telling you what I think. That's all I'm saying. Flap your flap, whatever that is. Whatever that is, whatever that be, you go ahead and flap it. I'm not going to hold it against you if you're flapping it. I want to see you flap it. I want to see you flap it right here with me. Like, I'll literally stand there and be like, yeah! Flap it! The music is live. The plan is none. And the concept is loose at best. But when I say I'm playing Satan, it means that there's a certain matter of extreme hedonism to it, where I don't give a fuck. I'm doing this for fun, for love, for sharing, because I do get into concepts and philosophical matters that I think impact people, and mostly we want to understand each other, right? We want to understand why we're lonely. I want to understand why you're lonely. I want to understand why every time I said something to the guy that, you know, suggested that I've had a good life without any of these rules. Oh my God. You realize you only get to change that once out of every 8 days. Oh my God. No, Jelly, I am not married. I've never wanted to be married. I am dating currently. I've been in a lot of long-term relationships. My last relationship might as well have been a marriage. It definitely had all that involvement that you don't really have in a marriage. I don't believe in the state marriage thing, but I do believe in long-term relationship and bonded monogamy for sure. But I also have very, I would say, liberal views on sexuality. To each their own. I've seen people enjoy all kinds of things, and I think people should more. I think puritanical behaviors hurt us in the long run because they tend to lead into all kinds of anti-civil rights beliefs. In the end, puritanical behaviors precludes the ability to be their own, and that's one of those things where I've seen too much joy in differential and variation in life to, from where I probably would have started to say that I was a romantic, expecting to have a family and a life, until I started to realize that it's just, I got more out of being me, not being tied down. When I was tied down, it was always hard on my partners because I was always traveling or doing work that would take me away. So these things are the trades. And now I just like dating because people are awesome. Labia's been married oh God. Jesus. You are the most brave human. Wow. Wow. And Emily is so brave. It went from Smurfity Smurf. She went and took it back to Emily. And now she's taking it to Labia. Please, please, please hang out in the whatever chat. Just for one night. The next time he goes live. Please, please, please. I will go with you. And you and I should banter the whole time about how they're simping for a man. That would be amazing if we just, why did it not do the thing? Oh, it's because it's I know what happened here, sorry. It's like sitting there saying it's pinned, and I don't want it to say it's pinned. I just want it to go away. Go away! Sorry. What am I looking at? Oh, that's the chatter, that's the chitter. It's really hard to see shit when you're wearing sunglasses indoors. So when you see people wearing it indoors, they can't see shit. They really can't see shit. Anyways. This is true. They may look really fucking cool, because I know right now I could charm the fucking boat off an anchor. It's mostly that angle, though. It's mostly that angle. As soon as I change the eye view, you know, and you go, not as charming. That's what I'm saying. Presentation, folks. It's all about the angles. You got to know the angles. And that's... Hold on. That takes a close-up here. I think I should get that one. It's all about the actual... this is a very adult conversation right now. So all the kids, put your hands over your ears. The good shit. That good? It's the angles. You know what I'm saying. You know exactly what this motherfucker over here is saying. The angles. Alright, anyhow. Oh, that's right. If you super chat, they'll fucking... Yes. And you know on whatever. Although, don't spend your money on whatever. Super chat like Wick or Prime K's, so they have to roll their eyes. Or Rebecca, or like one of the... Oh my God, Pearl. Does she even read her super chats? I don't think she does. I don't think any of them do. I'm sorry. I haven't started sharing, by the way. I love that people are like, is this guy going to ever get to it? Okay, it is about the loneliness. That's part of it. Is the loneliness takes its shape and form in so many different directions. For instance, when the person was screaming at me, it was because I told them, sounds like you're really lonely, you're projecting into the situation about how there can only be one way that people are happy or successful. All good. I understand. I do this all day. Yes. Need some edibles in order to make some of this kind of make sense. Oh yeah, we haven't even gotten to the Fridays. That's what I'm saying. This is no rules, no panel. It's not. This is not the storyline show. But Mondays, I do a very cogent comparative between modern behaviors and past behaviors in proper debates versus what the debate bro world does. And I tend to do it with historical figures. This week is Malcolm X on a debate panel with other black leaders in the time period of 1963 versus, oh yeah, a panel from a couple years ago that was just, I don't even know how to describe this mayhem. Anyways, but it's just comparing the two and how, you know, respect for language, respect for each other, respect for understanding has gone out the window a lot of ways. That's what Mondays are. And then Wednesdays, I tend to do a show, depending on the week, called Sex, Lies, and Video, where I bring up generally either deleted videos, and I share all the terrible stuff going on. And on Fridays, it's about the response to all that other stuff going on in the world, and or right now, or just playing devil's advocate like... By the way, what did I do with my sunglasses? Are they on my face? No, they're over here on the keyboard. I was literally like... I thought that they'd slip back here or something, because that happens. Anyhow. Thank you! That's it. You are 240s. Hold on a second. I'll be tied. You did sub, so let me just tell you what you may have noticed is you're like, man, there's a lot of mods in here. Is there normally a lot more people or something? No. Nope. You just walked into a very armed bar. That's actually what happened. You just didn't know you were in an armed bar. You just walked in, everybody was like this. Hold on a second. I'll do the exact thing that happened that you didn't know happened, but it happened. Everybody in here went like this. And then Jelly was like, hey! And then everybody else went back to their beer. Why? Because it's a small place. We're just very few people here, and I love that. I love that. And now you're accepting. And by the way, the reason I'm telling you this is because everybody is armed with a wrench. And that way, when the actual, and it does happen every once in a while, I get raided by one of these people that I'm talking about, or somebody's little henchmen come out and they're like, and you know, they just try to throw things off. But that's okay. That's part of the fun. But because you're here and you subbed, ladies and gentlemen, hopeless and tramps, you know the rules here, how I play this game. It's not a game to play. I just do so on TV. And I'm sorry. Let me. I didn't turn this on in the background, by the way. Let me before it go off kilter. What is today about? I am really good at running around every point in the topic and taking another. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, on Fridays here, like I play the character. I play it up, and I play into people's fears generally as well on Friday. But specifically, I'm holding this over this because I'm actually trying also a new little character take to hang, to just let it hang, the tension, especially when there's nobody on the phone. Okay. I am making you officially a standard moderator who has a wrench and cannot be kicked out unless Bridget Moten arrives and decides, my pleasure. Yeah, welcome, Labia. Well, I'm sorry, welcome, Abitide. I hope I'm saying that correctly, because I've repeated it like 14 times now, and I've only asked just now. Excuse me, sorry, pardon me. And with that comes, oh, damn, you know what, I cannot forget, because I had this, where's the video audio? That's right, earlier I had that turned down, and I couldn't give a proper, I hate when I can't give the proper, input left, let me see, make sure everybody's in order. Oh yeah. Nope, no love, maybe, huh? What's going on? Oh, I see it over here, I see it over there. Where is it? Maybe, huh? Interesting. I wonder, oh, I know what it is. Bet you it's this. Bet you it's... No? Oh, that's a curious one today. Super curious. Some days, tech is a trippy thing, and you just have to deal with it as it goes by. And thank goodness. Yeah, that's all correct, and that's correct, and that's correct. Who knows? Who knows? Could be 12 things. I'm not going to restart the program because that's sometimes it's like, oh, you got to restart the program. No, but I don't want to. Yeah, you got to restart the program. Speaking of which, let me just see if it gets through. No, it's not happening over there. All right, well, here's what the horn blast would have sounded like. And then I would say, ladies and gentlemen, Abitide is a standard moderator. Sorry. Yeah, I am. You realize that normally I never use that word? Oh, thank you. Today, I just, for no apparent reason, just started feeling like I should probably just throw it around. Because yesterday, where I was at, it was like there was so much use of the word. You would have thought that it was like a cookie, that you were going to get a cookie if you said it enough. It just started to sound like if you just stood back. If you just hold on a second. Let me just do that for you. Hold on. If you stood back here, I haven't even gotten to the video. You realize I've just totally avoided trying to get to the video. Hold on. If you just stood back here, you're like, is that a chicken's nest? Because down here it's like this. Okay, that was my point. Anyway, what does a trip look like? I think you guys might have seen this separately, like when I didn't. What kind of cookie? Oh man, let me tell you. If I was actually gonna have a cookie, I'm gonna tell you, it would be this kind of cookie. Although I do like cookies, I'm not. Oh wait, speaking of which, hold on. Sorry. I wonder why people are lonely. Nookie cookie. That is. What is there another? Wait, wait. What? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait. No. Don't. That's not. Wait, hold on. Did you just? Hold on. Is there something other than a Noki cookie? Should I know about this? Are you guys holding out on me? I have the call-in open. What the fuck's wrong with you people? Is there something other than a Nookie cookie? Fuck. I'm on my knees here right now. Self-love cures loneliness. And yes, by the way, self-love and this no-fap generation. Fucking, are you kidding me? At 20? Can you imagine? At 20? Being like, I don't touch myself. What? What? Oh. Let me see. Hold on a second. Is that it? Is it that I didn't do that? No, that's not it. Weird, I can see it, but it's not playing out. I wonder if I have to do something a little different. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Oh, yes. I'm not even gonna fuck with it. It's fine. I'm not really doing anything with that, but I can just do this. I can really just do this. I can do so many things. You don't even know how many things. You don't even know how many things I can. You don't even know. Hold on a second. See what I'm saying? I mean, I can do that. I can smoke. I can talk to you. I can do many things. So, fuck all that. Whatever you were thinking before. I don't know if you were or not. I'm projecting into that. Probably. No. I'm probably telling you the truth. About what I'm sure you're lost at. But, such is life. Where is this? Why is this doing that? Huh. I know that there's audio here, isn't there? Yes. This is an interesting day of content, by the way. And when I say that, because since we were talking about yes, bopping. We were talking about psychedelics, or at least altered states of consciousness that came out of somewhere in the loneliness scale. I'm not sure how, to be honest. I'm not clear, but it did. I think more people would find themselves with some self-love, Emily. I think that more people would give themselves a sense of love if they allowed it. They just allowed it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think most people really allow it. I don't think that most people are being taught that they can allow it, which is shocking. And when I say shocking, I mean it's always a concerning feature of when people. Now I'm going to do something real extreme. I'm going to do something real extreme here with the tech. But that's what happens when you're live, folks. So, folks don't give themselves a chance. Folks don't give themselves a chance to try, be a part of things, see new ways, or change beyond what they think is acceptable to those around them. Or they get hung up on what happened in high school or university when everybody was close by, and then that loneliness comes out of the fact that maybe, in some cases, they expect that kind of closeness or just finding people immediately to be just that easy. But friends, that is never going to be the case. By the way, I just realized the feed is so far behind. Holy mackerel, you're like a minute behind. You're several minutes behind me. It's crazy. It's kind of awesome. At the same time, it's kind of like being in time and space. And if you're wondering what's going on behind me, that is a video of Josiekins, who is actually recreating the experience of a psychedelic high. So the visuals, and you'll often see these in even the AI stories somewhere in there, but the patterns you're seeing and all of the different formations, and this is pretty much what it looks like if you're going to be taking hallucinogenics and go into altered states of consciousness based off of that, or just be in altered states of consciousness. Specifically, I think these are DMT or mushrooms, and yep, there's that one being recognized. Let me see if the horn, and let me see if the the audio's over there. Huh, wow. Fractals, yes, exactly. Fractal and math comes out of the background of these things. And so when you observe them suddenly like this, when you're in that state of being and they overlap on life, and you don't know what that is, but then later you learn that there's a thing called a fractal, and it's a mathematic that makes up the smallest portion of reality. Pretty neat. Maybe there's something to it. Well, Josie has a whole thing about that. Why am I not getting any audio? Oh, I know why. I know why. I know why. There's the link. Any better? Let's see. Oh, yes. No? Phone audio says nada. Okay. Maybe I turned it down or something. Some days, you have to work with what you got. And that's how it goes. How about peyote tea? I had a very watered down experience with that, and it wasn't that great. And personally, and a long time ago, and a very safe, hothouse experience. But it wasn't for me. That was not for me. I had a better time on a clean version of LSD, and like a liquid format, and I had a better time and a better experience on like a good blue cap and stem. Very transcendent experiences, I in the desert, in or near Rio de Castorce, fresh at Labia. At Labia. You can find her at Labia. I love that. That's actually kind of fun. I enjoy that. So I'm just not sure what is going on with... there we go. Interesting. No way. I know what's going on now. Holy heavens to Murgatroyd. Is it this one? Oh, God. What happened? Yes, it is. Heavens to Murgatroyd. I don't know what went down there, but... Yeah, the sound effects from this are just absolutely stellar. Oh, maybe that's not it either. Oh, goodness. I had it, and then it was... Hold on, let me take a look. That's better. That'll be fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. You guys can hear the audio now. Yes, indeed. Now we've got something to watch. And by the way, the sound effects as well, and the way it's been worked out in this is pretty spectacular. And let me check out the video audio as well. I bet you something happened today. I bet you this is OBS, by the way, classic OBS, where you're like everything works perfectly fine. You open up the super psychedelic. What's going on? Tweet. Hey, an American Indian lady made some peyote tea, and it was great, very healing. These things, Alex Gray's chapel. Oh yeah, these things can be very transformative for us. And actually, if one is feeling depressed or lonely, you can find a whole new way of being sometimes by having a transcendent experience. It doesn't necessarily need to be psychedelics, but it can be an out-of-body experience or meditation or just a different way to look at life, or a set of hedonism that gives you an outlet that you didn't have before. And hedonism being the enjoyment of life, just the pure enjoyment of motherfucking life. Is life. Let me tell you something. Life is trippy. This is what this shit looks like when you're tripping. Or not. Even when you're not. Hold on, let me make sure. I can't see that. Alright. What was I looking at? I was looking at something here. I was looking at things and stuff. And by the way, the next thing I'm going to bring up, by the way, is the video that actually inspired me to talk about lonely people. Because it's something I shared months ago. Like a month and a half months ago. Like years ago on YouTube. I shared it years ago. It was like a month ago. Fucking YouTube time is so wacky. Because you start making content and like there's so much material and so much information, and at some point in time you just like so yeah, the guy was screeching. He was very upset. And Labia says, and I'm going to assume that Labia is a female, and I know she is. Yeah, she doesn't need psychedelics. Labia says she doesn't need psychedelics anymore. And she can tap, Labia says, that into the realm naturally now. And I agree that this is all I got to do is know that it's there, and it pretty much presents itself, which, by the way, in itself is a wonderful state to be in, because you know that you're not alone. And when I say that, I love sharing this little bit. I'm not going to share the scary one, but I'm going to share the DMT entities that this person has qualified, I should say, and their debate. I've shared this before, but I just love this. Can I shrink down? Inokcha! That's me, small. From hyperspace, no less. There it is. Yeah, Jester. Jester's the one on the right, by the way. All the way. Oh, I can't go to all the way. That guy. There we go. Perspective. Now my hand is huge. That guy. Guess what else I can do with? Guess what else I can do with that? My nose. My nose. I can do that with my nose. What did you think I was going to say? That was the sound I was looking for earlier, by the way. Did I scare you? That's for all the sound effects I missed earlier. I apologize. Perhaps their desires are shaping us. Huh. A lower dimensional. Maybe you're from a lower dimensional plane, motherfucker. Oh, thank you. Me too, Labia. I love... Labia's input is so important. Huh. Interesting. Ooh, she said the multiverse. Ooh. Ooh. Awesome. I like her. Josie Kins, ladies and gentlemen. Josie Kins is a badass, by the way. If you're not familiar, it's spelled Josie Kins. And if you need help spelling that, that sucks. If you need help spelling that. Let there be fire, by the way. I want there to be fire. Where's the fire? Where's the fucking fire? Come on. Hello, input left. Oh, no, it's going to do that to me. Today has been an interesting moment in technology. What is happening here? It says it's on the way out. Okay. Oh, I know what's going on. Every once in a while, this whole program decides that it doesn't like one of the inputs, and that's how you get the whole thing going. Anyways, let me try that one more time. There it is. There we are. They're there now. Because you know, when I say I want fire, motherfuckers, I'm saying I want fire. I'm saying it nicely, but I want fucking fire! Alright. What was I going to show you? I was going to show you something about... I got to go to Vosh now. I'm very upset about this. Go outside. The incel video is so pathetic I can't handle it. That's what his video is titled. I'm not going to share his video because, frankly, it is just... it's actually one of the few videos I agree with him on. Let me see if he has the original video, which he probably doesn't, does he? Oh, my God. Why am I having to hunt for something that I showed 2 months ago? Like a year ago. I showed this like 1,000 years ago. Like I showed this literally 10 years ago. I don't even know. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back. Oh my God. Okay, let me figure out what this is based off of his... Thank you. That's all I needed from you, Vosh. No, that's fine, Vosh. Thanks. No, that's fine. You're good. You go back to doing whatever it is you do. Sitting in your chair. So I shared this before, but this is a classic, and I'm going to basically do what Vosh did, but I'm going to do it from my angle, because might as well, nobody's called. So, feel free to respond and react to this as well as with me, by the way. What did he say it was? Why young men aren't growing up. Why young men aren't growing up. And yes. So I found this a while back, and the reason I didn't share too much of this is because it's so solipsistic in so many ways. It's like, nobody's ever... Hold on a second. Nobody's ever felt anything or grown past 22 before. Life is terrible and everything now is different than it's ever been, and it will never be the same, and nobody knows. Oh my God. First off, oh my God. Hold on a second. Let me change character here. You little whiny pieces of wannabe. Grow up. Fuck around and find out. In fact, do so, because it's probably good for you. Go outside. Before I even start this video, go outside. Take it with you. You can take it with you. Because, folks, a lot of this, by the way, is problematic from so many angles. Go outside. Do I have to say it again? Hold on a second. Go outside. Enjoy life. Find some friends. Do something more than nothing. In fact, you know what I'm going to do?
Just to egg you on. See that big old bite I took? You can do that. You're totally capable of it. By the way, nookie cookie. Today's word brought to you by nookie cookie. Yeah. Okay. Now that we're done with that, now that you understand, today is brought to you by Nookie Cookie. Nookie Cookie. It's very hard to say while you're after you've just been eating muffin. Come on, everybody loves a good muffin. I love a good muffin.
Wow, fresh batteries just killed him. I must have put this on. Everything today is teching out on me. It's hilarious. I hope you like your muffin buttered. Would you like us to assign someone to butter your muffin for you? Anyhow, where am I? What am I talking about? Don't let me stop you from buttering your muffin. What happened to my batteries? Thank goodness I am always prepared for craziness and insanity. Oh my goodness! I wonder if you can hear me in the background screaming at myself on the preview. Because, by the way, folks, if you don't have a preview while you're streaming, then you don't know what the fuck is going on. Someone can say, "I can't hear anything," and I'll be like, "I don't know."
Okay, we're back. Okay, we're all good. What was I looking at? What was I going to look at? Lonely guy. Why young men aren't growing the fuck up. Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you something right now. And ignore the meme. He is not being sought after for the P word. Weird ass kids. Fucking weird kids. Yes, we know that. Okay, we're the court in this matter. That's really what he's saying. But the court wasn't having it. And the only reason you put that in there is to make it salacious. Is because that's what it takes for these kids. They don't know what is real and what is not. Oh yeah, spare batteries. You know. If you want your muffin buttered, you better have a pair of spare batteries. Or it better plug in. Something better plug in. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you think I'm talking about? Call in and tell me. I'd love to hear it in detail about how you butter your muffin. Tom Bombadil walked in just as I'm talking about how people butter their muffins. And that is timing. Tom, you got motherfucking timing. Anyhow. Vosh was sharing this earlier, and it pissed me off because I shared this like a year ago, like 8 years ago. I shared this like an eon ago. It was actually like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I don't know. I had this on for... I found this first! Bitch ass Vosh. Fuck that guy. Can't contact him. Doesn't have any real panels. Won't debate people. Unless he chooses... it's like what? Come on, bro. Come out in the real world. Telling people to touch grass and you're not touching grass. Anyways, the video we're sharing, Tom, I'm so glad you could be here. Good evening. As you all know, on Friday I play Satan Devil. Whatever. Playing into that scared shit. Smoking on that bitch ass pack. But it does taste so good when you're buttering muffin. Hold on, let me take a... It pisses them off when I do this, by the way. I love this, the whole OCD feefees thing. And you know what? Let me get the close-up, because when I butter muffin, I want people to watch. Make sure to get a mouthful. Big old bite. Don't bite. Don't bite. I mean, unless that's... Anyways. Tom, thank goodness for it. And actually, I know for a fact Tom touches grass. I have seen his grass. Not to be metaphoric at all. So, we're going to go into some review of this since nobody called in. Because Vosh decided to do what I had already done anyways. I don't know how he found it now. I have not shared my next focus on diesel patches, where we dive into the little more, maybe slightly dangerous world. That's coming up in the next few weeks. Because now, you know, Destiny is going to turn into, like, Cucker Tarlson. I think that's what I'm going to start calling him, Cucker Tarlson. Because he really, I don't know. It seems like the only thing he gets real sensitive about is being called a Smurf or Cucker. So, Cucker Tarlson. I like that. It doesn't, I mean, it doesn't matter. Get cucked. Whatever. Maybe if you like it. It's good for you. It's not just good for you, it's good for you. Those experiences in life that are different and having the things that make you happy. If somebody else says, hey, you're evil, fuck you. You hurting somebody? Fuck you. If you're not hurting somebody and you're having a good time and you're with consenting adults, Labia knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying. Labia knows what I'm talking about. I'm sure. I hope so. Because, by the way, folks, I don't know if you remember this, but, man, it's a cup of the hand and a press. You don't fucking, can you just stop? Cup of the hand and a press. Okay? Professional showed us that. You can go back in the videos in that episode about sexy time. All right, let's listen to what this motherfucking bitch has to say. It's so solipsistically sad. It's like, no one has ever lived a life you don't know. Yeah. Okay, when you're 14, that's what it's okay to do that. But literally, you're telling us that at this time, so at least you're being self-admitting. But, bro, you know, I compare this, Jen. Oh no, I'm clipping. On Friday, I use this to clip out the mic. It's part of the whole. It's part of the whole, like, and I actually, if you don't, I don't know if you noticed, I talk into the back side of the ball of the mic, where the cone is, like, its weakest. So, yeah. No, it's because they're used to the tonality, as opposed to my normal mic, where you know, this mic is like, I can literally scream, and I've got a big old, basically a square wave compressor on it, where I can pretty much scream, and you shouldn't have a noticeable distortion on it. But this one, oh yeah, no. Actually, if you do hear an oversaturation on this one, it's on purpose. I actually even picked out one of my wireless that has a wonderfully oversaturated diaphragm, so that when I get on it, it's got that little bit of grit to it, because the other one is so beautiful. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, you do know Tom. He just has had a different name. So, just as some of us do change. And by the way, labia. Tom, you know labia. Hold on. Let me just be appropriate about this before I share this. You know, the reason why I'm holding off is because this guy is so depressing. It's just so depressing that, like, for real, when I say like, I mean, he is playing out the stuff that you normally play out when you're a teenager, still as an adult. And I compare this to the Beat Generation, who did some of that too, because they were a bit repressed by the society, by the Great Depression, lack of income, working from a young age, education coming late in life, X, Y, and Z. There were so many things causing repression. And they got it out in a different way, a more creative way that actually another generation later, very right butted up next to them, the kids just younger than them, looking up and were like, screw that, I'm going full tilt, I'm a hippie. Let's have a sexual revolution. We're all getting laid. And I'm telling you, that shit's coming soon. 5 years. 5-6 years. So good. So good. Sexy. Sexy time. Oh, Labia, thank you for watching on TV. I don't know if you noticed, but on TV, it really does. That's part of the reason why I have so much visuals, because when I play back, I show it on the 70-inch. Because that bad boy just looks clean. Clean. Every once in a while I get a little jitter, but you know. Hey Jacob, how you doing, buddy? What's going on? Oh, thank you, Jacob. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So this right here, Jacob, you don't have to buy into this ideology. There's no reason for it. None whatsoever. And by the way, for the folks that are on Twitch, did I just miss somebody on Twitch? Oh, no, it just says welcome to the chat. Because Twitchers just don't want to talk to me. They watch me, but they don't want to talk to me. It's very weird, very odd. But okay. Yeah, do what you will. I don't really care. I don't care. I love that. I love that there's such a very weirdness to it all, and that my crowd is so mixed and weird and awesome, and that you folks support and allow me to be as creative as I am, taking these different points of view. So, okay, let's go ahead and watch this sad sack. I'm sorry. Let me have some empathy. Hold on. Let me take the sunglasses off. I don't want to be... All right, let me put my empathetic hat on. Okay. Clear it out. All right. Pretend I didn't go through this too, just like everybody else goes through this kind of stuff, and treat them with empathy. Okay. And knock you on down. That's right. And wistful diary writings, go! Why they gotta hit us with that shit? That's such craziness, by the way. Salaciousness for negative attention. It has nothing to do with the story, and it's not true. Well, yeah, because you were in the fucking forest running from the law, apparently. Yeah, but you got the second shot anyways, so what's the complaint? Shut up, you were crying, it's okay. Be a fucking man, grow the fuck up. Be an adult. So let me take this back. Be an adult, grow the fuck up, have a good cry at the top of a tree, looking at nature, enjoying the oneness. There's nothing more real or lovely, frankly. And hello. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just reading. Wow. Something happened. My chat didn't catch up. No, okay. Weird. Yeah. That's normal. That's the enjoying the beauty of nature. There's lots of books about that. But okay, we'll keep it going. I'm sorry, was I not being empathetic or something? No? Is that me not being empathetic? That's so weird. By the way, my show is so far behind. Like I don't know how you guys are texting. Let me double check that it's just not me. I need to reload that. Oh, that is insane how far behind it was. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed. Oh, there I am. Okay, now I'm all caught up. Wow, that was just my phone. Wow. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I've added to the angles the fact that my phone is like really forward in the foreground. Makes my hands and thumbs like way big. You know what else that makes big? My other thumb. Anyhow. Back to the I'm so special, pay attention to me stuff. All right, sorry. I forgot what we're doing. You are very young. You have an immense amount of time. Oh my God, shut up. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did it. I didn't. I can't help myself. I really can't. I don't mean to say it that way. Look. It's not too late. If you could be in your any point in life and make changes. Everybody needs to be handed the Book of Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse at some point and just told to read that at any point they're wondering about the changes in their life. For instance, I just basically made a change over the past couple of years and even dabbled back again this last year. I made a change of coming out of 30 years of long-term touring. Why? Because I had done it. I'd had that experience, made what I was going to make off of it, took what I was going to take from it, and I looked for something else that came out of it. Production. And then found that I had a lot of time, and then found that I was doing all kinds of things. And then found that I could share a message. And that message might be helpful to even if one or two. And that's all that it would matter about. Especially because I had already had the platform set up for me. Already had all the pieces in place, which you have. If you don't know, I am a long game player. Most people would look at this and be like, what is really going on? Does this seem like it's all out of order? No, it's not. It's just different. And it's just something that we should consider partially art, partially infotainment, partially new, and at some point, my website, I'll have my website, and it's very different than any of the others, trust, as you well know. Everything is different here. I like interaction, and my website is definitely interactive, and I don't want it to challenge YouTube or anything like that, because I don't think I have the server capability, but it's way more interesting, that's for fucking sure. And there's music and photos and video. And almost no chat. Because content should remain art. So. Anyways, that's a totally separate thing. The Arbit Zero is out there, but it's very hard to get into at this moment in time. And yeah, and I actually need to go in and work on some things. But that's beside the point. That's I love that for no apparent reason I have like a strange version of the Phantom Toll Booth up. It's just like it's in my mix for no apparent reason. I'm so excited. I just need to watch it. If you're not familiar with the Phantom Toll Booth, amazing little weird story, wonderfully weird story that everybody should be reading. Yes. He wasn't typing shit. He was there. He said he was going to be here for me forever. He said he was going to be here for me forever. What are you saying? He's lying? Oh, The Alchemist. Wonderful. And pretty much anything by Khalil Gibran, once you get past that stuff. Yeah, absolutely. No, The Alchemist is another good one. Yeah, with teaching how to take the changes in life and how that we go through phases. Different formats of life. And there's different ways that we can experience life, different reasons we can experience life. And that's one of the other things that was funny about being screamed at by somebody who clearly was projecting at me yesterday. Time to switch phones. Is that the Smurf? Oh, Emily. I'm sorry. I haven't made Emily 2. The only reason I haven't made Emily 2 a moderator at this point in time, Emily, or Labia, I'm sorry, is because it's fun to have at least one person be confusing to the new people. Like, why is there only one person who's not a mod? I love confusion for the plebes. Life, my friends, is complex, and some people have the capability to extrapolate from unfinished sentences, and others Let's get back to the video. I'm sorry. Did that hurt your head? I'm still not going to end this sentence. Sorry. Well, that's because you're growing up. Are you lamenting for your childhood? That's normal. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm just going to leave it. Yeah. That's easier. It's better. It's better for everybody, I think. I think it's better for everybody. Because there's some people that really, really don't know. They don't know what I meant. They got no clue. They're still wondering what I meant by that. Somebody asked me yesterday. Gracie asked me yesterday what my show is about. Somebody, Gracie introduced me to some crowd yesterday, and she was like, "No, we like Aaron and a VC." And somebody asked me, "Well, what's my show about?" And I said, "It's for very specific." Oh, she described my show, and I said, "Yeah, it's for a very specific kind of audience who's looking for a specific kind of thing." And that's fine with me. I like making art, and I will always say to this, I will not capitulate to what YouTube looks like. I never have. That's the whole point. Well, you guys are going forwards. I'm going up and to the right, or back and to the left, back and to the left, back and to the left. Anyways. Challenge the status quo. All right. Yeah, by the way, we're full tilt in the second act because I'm no longer playing Satan. So, all right, this kid. I can't play Xbox with my friends anymore. I shouldn't expect that I get to go to high school and not pay bills. I'm such a sad boy. Where's Fallout Boy when you need it? I want to be loved by me, but I'm so ugly and pimply. I don't go outside. Discord and Twitter are my personality. Fuck, man. Fuck. I bet. No, they're not. You're just growing up, and it's a different environment to find friends. Go look for friends elsewhere, okay? Yes, you can. I do. I have. Hold on a second. I have a really wonderful, crazy, drunken picture of me. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this shit. Oh God, I'm gonna pause it right there because let me share something with you. Really wonderfully crazy drunken picture of me, and boom, 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 chicka, boom, boom, chicka, boom, boom, boom. And just to show you that I have no hubris in my body. I don't give a fuck what you think. I'm gonna have to look for this. It's in a time period, so damn. Let me see if I can find this. This is literally one of the greatest pictures that was ever taken of me. Oh, by the way, if you want to know, what a moment in my world looks like. Oh, hi, mister. Hello, this is one of the producers, by the way, over here. That's Homer. I woke up with Homer, on top of me, purring and drooling. It was hilarious. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. What was I going to share? Oh, yeah, I was going to share with you what it looks like on any given evening in my most recent tours. It would look like something like that. So if you're wondering, if somebody's like, oh my God, how does he have any reference on life? That's okay. So I am right. I'm actually out in the center, out there. And in another case, and the only reason why I'm bringing this up, let's see. Oh yeah, I love these shots, by the way. Oh, there's my view. Hold on a second. Let me zoom in. At least on this given evening. What is this? What is going on? Oh, I know what's going on. It's totally zoomed the fuck out. All crazy. All insane. All insane. Crazy, crazy, insane. How did I get to this point? I don't know. There's my point of view, generally, from the center of the audience. On that particular tour. In that particular space. Anyways, what was I gonna? I was going to. Let me see. It should be somewhere in here, right? Oh yeah, where I am in the tree somewhere around here. Where's the tree shot? There's lots of fun images scrolling by you of rock and roll mayhem that I cannot share because I just don't have the allowance to share. So you can see in the small windows, and maybe later, where is me in the tree? Damn it! I don't know. I must be in text or something like that. Me in the tree. Holy shit. Speaking of which, let me see if I can find that one little video. You want to see something badass? I'll show you something badass. In my travels, we do badass things sometimes. And this particular moment was an incredibly badass thing. Some breakdown of the cut is this. Here we go. It's this. One of my colleagues on tour is an amazing skater. So if you're like, what are you doing? What makes you so special to talk about this? Yeah, by the way, Eagle's Wings. Dude fucking nailed it. That's us screaming. Oh, me on tour? What? Okay, sorry. Oh, much better than the other weird restaurant, which only seated us on one side of the table. Sorry. Okay, I need to get out of there. I can't find the one with me in the tree. But basically, yes, I climb trees as well. I, too, climb trees. I do. I like climbing trees, especially after some rum. Get some rum in me, and I'm a fucking pirate. Oh, my God. Holy shit, I'm a pirate. Iko, all day. Damn, that shit is getting so far behind. It's so weird. Am I like stalling out or something? It's so weird. It's so weird. Anyway, so here we go. Sad children. Being sad kids. No, that's not. That's just some weird fixation your generation has because you're all puritanical, won't get laid, won't sex each other. You want to gender each other, but you don't want to sex each other, which is really weird. So, like, junior high school. This is true. Oh, you're getting it, kid. That's not. Oh, it says. When you get older, you have less and less new experiences. First off, lack of perspective, bitch. Sorry, let me take that back. Hold on. Okay, first off, you're talking about a lack of perspective. Don't project into the situation with your fears. It's not a good idea. That's not how that goes down. You either allow yourself to have more experiences or you don't. By the way, he's in Birmingham. I can tell. I've been right there. Anyways. Yeah, don't limit yourself, folks. It's so crazy. You get less experiences as you go. But yeah, no. Actually, you get more because you get access to bars, access to clubs, access to life. I'm sorry. Let me talk about this one more time. Oh, can I get up in your face? Do you mind if I get up in your face? All up in it. You get access to Nookie Cookie. To the Nookie motherfucking cookie. Like on tap. If you allow yourself to. Now, if you don't, that's on you. Because each of us has the ability to find it. Find cookies. Buttered muffins. Or whatever. To each their own. Whatever feels good. Whatever tastes good. You know. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, you better ask somebody. You know what I'm saying. Ladies, explain it to him. Explain it to them. There's some people who just don't understand because they're so busy. But me, I'm special. All of my experiences are different than every other human's. I don't want to make light of it. But there's nobody doing the Howard Stern making light of it right now, so. Because everybody's so busy patting you on the back for having a feeling that is, like playing into the worst of our spirits. Sometimes we actually need to look at each other and be like, man, you need to scrape your knees a couple times. Go have some experiences. Go fail a bunch. Go fail a bunch. Not just once or twice. Go really learn what life is about. Skin your fucking knees. Have them get so sore. Because you've been down on your knees all day. I'm not saying go look at the video. How to nair your butthole. At all. As a matter of fact, I would not advise or urge you to do that right now. Because you're watching my video. And it would be, TOS. Don't go, It's fine. It's fine. Don't do that out of curiosity either. Because there's no visual lube into the moment. Let me just say that. Just that is once again a warning. Not saying don't watch the... I mean, you can watch the video if you want. Several videos, I guess informative videos on that channel. Apparently. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you got to give them the melody. All right. What was this kid talking about? Sorry, I forgot. It's so sad. Which they do. Well, that's about whether or not you allow it to be. Sure, like for the rest of the world as well. Wait, what is that? Well, hold on a second. Late bloomer, so it's pretty what does that mean? Everybody goes through a period where they learn about sexuality or what their sexuality is, and I always advise get it out earlier than later because you don't want to end up in later in life not knowing what you like or finding out that you missed out on something that you really wanted, or be open to yourself and your own proclivities early on. Otherwise, you might find out that you missed out on the most virile moments. And by virile, I mean, like, that's the thing that the kids are misunderstanding is, like, in your youth, you're supposed to be fucking each other. Please do. Please do. Get it all out of the way so none of us have to deal with your crazy-ass whimsical behaviors later. Truly, my generation did a great job in most cases about getting it out of the way so that, either you decided you didn't want to have relationships that way, or didn't want to be married, or didn't want to... we all found out what the fuck, for the most part, we were about. That we can tell you. That's why we're called the F around and find out generation. Gen X. A lot of people lump Gen Z into the millennial crowd because there's a kind of a blur with the whole text part, the whole tech and text part. But very different generations. I acknowledge that, by the way. Similar kind of experiences on a certain level, but different responses for sure. All right, Zoomer. Oh, my friend groups broke apart because high school ended. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. That was out loud. Yeah, it's because you're getting older and shared community does change. Look, I understand. It's not easy. This is one of the those points in your life tend to be the most telling testing periods, and they bring out the greater sense of character in a person. They bring out whether or not a person can stand up to the test of time and all the changes that are gonna come towards you. The outrageous fortune. I mean, to take arms against them in a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them? That's the question there. Are you just going to fight against everything? Because life is a sea of arrows coming towards you. It's not easy. And there is no boredom unless you allow there to be. You just got to step outside in the world and go search things out. And I mean search things the fuck out, folks. That's what it's about, right? What am I doing here? I'm doing this. Pressing a button. Okay, stop. What about the amount of men to women in the culture right now? What about the fact that we never measured women in the culture taking part as much as we have now? These are really, like, self-fulfilling, cherry-picked graphics. And the fact that he had to use graphics to validate, like, here's the scientific proof behind the fact that we've never seen sadness in people with adolescent mindsets before. Okay. Right. Sorry, my underwear is riding right up into the crotchal region. That's tough. It's not even the pretty underwear. That's the shitty thing. I don't know how to make connections because they weren't easy to make because I'm not in high school, so I can't click up, and people on the internet aren't real, and I don't know how to make friends because I never learned how to, and now I never learned how to, so I can never learn how to, so good life is good. Shut up. Oh my god. Holy fuck me, right? Sometimes it's just too much. We all go through this. Life has revolutions and evolutions and cycles. And friends, here's my armpit for you. Since everybody else does this too, I'm going to armpit you too. Except you can't see my pit because I'm doing you. you a favor, okay? Yeah, pretty much all of us go through some point in time where we're low, or maybe our friend group, in my case, they've all, most of my friends have children or are married and have full-time jobs of some nature or another that are, they're not artists for the most part. Well, some of them are. A lot of them are, actually. Sorry, I correct myself. I'm like, yeah, not all of them are. Oh, no, most of them are artists. Okay. So, yeah, no, but my friends have kids. Some cases, grandkids now. Good God. When did that happen? But it happens fast, by the way, folks. And you really need to know how to maintain friendship. And by the way, all those young friends are going to come back around as an adult because you all start searching each other out. It happens in most cases. It happens with my dad's generation. It happens with my generation. It's going to happen with your generation. Trust. Unless you guys are also solipsistic in the younger Gen Z that, I don't need those people. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you just grow out of people. I was worried about the folks that never change their friend groups. Because that means you're not actually growing. Because friends come in when you need them for the time period, by the way. Doesn't mean they're not friends because you may grow apart or things may change or people may go away or friend groups may break down. No, it's just part of fucking life. And how you deal with it, that's actually the matter of your character or the judgment of your character, of how you deal with that. Just like everything else. Does the house catch on fire? How do you deal with it? You're going to sit there and sip the water and be like, this is fine. Hold on a second. Let me make this more obvious for you. Let me make this way more obvious for you so you just get the idea. Or, yeah, even though I did this earlier. It'll be fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. Don't do that. You have to be motivated. You have to give yourself the credit and the credence and the grace to fall the fuck over. Love life for its ups and downs. All right, I'm sorry. It's like drawing fingers on a chalkboard for me to listen to this guy like wail. I have so many other things where it's like, and it's like, look at this generation. No. I'm really truly looking at this in that, because some of these people, by the way, are older than you would think that they would be. Like, way older than you think they would be. Like, what the fuck? How are you so old? The fuck? How are you so old? Jesus Christ. People. All right. Sorry. Not sorry. What? Huh? It's just Gen Z who's into escapism. It's just Gen Z. Nobody's ever been into escapism before because Gen Z. Shut up. You guys are very creative. You do have the cliques and clubs. That's very healthy. That's important to go out and find interest with other people like yourself. Meaning, like, go to the cons. I know they're weirdos. We're all weirdos. We're fucking humans. We have assholes and smells and farts and eyeballs that are made of gelatin. And we're a gelatin meat sack with electronic values on the inside of our nervous system that's just like an electronic system, pretending that it's a real thing, telling itself that everything is real. Think about how weird that is. So get off your high horse. I mean, people are so caught up in so many very disturbing disconnections from the oddness of life and the beauty of that oddness and the beauty of this strange experience and the strange experiment that is. Yeah, I'm not gonna go on. I think I'm gonna leave the sentence right there. That is. All right. Go find friends that are weird. They'll enrich your lives. They will give you entertainment values. Yep. Well, that's okay. Some people need to go through that. Okay, you're confusing two things. Sense of self and taking on a interest as personality can be self. I mean, then what's wrong with that? You're being so judgmental without perspective about what that can carry into life. That could be tribal for some people, okay? And to each their own. Just because they're not, I'm sorry. Sad white boy. Hey, sad white boy. Hold on. Let me look over here. Yeah, you can't even look at me. See? That shit. It's life, bro. Self-medication is part of life. That's how it goes. In unhealthy balances, that's when there's a problem. No. Being obsessed is a unhealthy trait. Being interested in fantasy is completely human and normal and been since the beginning of time. We just have different access and different tools and different art and science for it. This is once again a dog whistle to puritanical ideology that maybe this person doesn't even know they have. But it is so much of the valor signaling of like the entirety of the generation of look at me for all the wrong reasons, negative attention. Maybe it was because when they should have been seeking the normal negative attention of childhood, they were looking at a screen. And so now as an adult, they're looking for it from the screen. And that's just a theory. I could be wrong. No. Most of the ones that I know are kind of, not all. I found some that are quite adult. No. Okay. Being rote, being able to memorize things, being quick on knowing a piece of fact is one thing. But if you can't pair that with emotional intellectualism or capability or social capability and interpersonal skills, that intellect becomes useless, because the higher your intellect, the less likely you are to be acceptable to others socially. And as a human, although we have the choice to be ascetic, the healthiest of us tend to be somewhere in the middle, balancing social and personal time. Because the tribe does give us positive reflection and healthy mindsets and chemical dumps in our brain and experiences for so many reasons. Now, that said, there is no binary response or answer to any of this. It is a balance for each individual. Some people like to be alone long periods of time. I know I go through periods where I love being ascetic. I love it. It's like a cleanse, And then I'll go just be super, super social and just drive through all kinds of social atmospheres, And when I say that, I mean, like, I will go, suddenly I'll be out at the clubs, be doing things, and then I go through phases. That is normal. Even states of feeling depression or feeling happiness and joy for no reason, or feeling motivated and then not. These are fucking normal, and everybody wants to put a name on it because it's more interesting to talk to your friends about when you have a psychological problem that's being looked at because you got a little depressed for a while because you were just tired and you just needed some self-reflection. And this is what I'm talking about. All this is going to snap back, my friends. I'm telling you. It's all going to snap back. All this behavior. Okay, stop the music, everybody, stop. Oh my God. And yes, Emily, there is only one you. Love that you. Enjoy the fuck out of it. Use it like a badass motorcycle that you're just going to beat the fuck up. My grandfather, Howard, he had lived so many more lives before he was 20. Yo, do you even understand what you're comparing? Life is easier, yes, and you guys will have a lot longer life. And even though your grandparents actually, no, they didn't experience any more than you. In fact, life is paced out to the time period. Jesus Christ, the solipsism. My life is terrible. First world advancement. God damn fucking little... Sorry, I forgot the music wasn't on. Most of these folks will find the true answer and look back at this time period and be probably pretty embarrassed, especially once we hit that sexual revolution where we're all going to get laid that I keep promising about. No, physiognomy. What the fuck is a Okay, no. There's many reasons why people look older in photographs, and there's a couple of incredible. There's I think Vosh even mentioned it earlier. There's a Veritasium talking about how people weren't older. It just depends on what they were wearing, because the point of view of the clothing style creates the viewpoint that they look older. Okay? Nobody was actually older. They died younger. It doesn't mean they had more experiences. In fact, most cases they had less, because you would just, once again, I don't mean to steal his point, but this would have been my point anyways. You basically grew up doing whatever gig it was on the farm, or working as a tailor's assistant or whatever. You did that every day of your life, working in a shop, working, in your family business, and then you died. Maybe you had some kids and got married. That would probably have been, that's why back in the day, that was the peak moment of your life. That day you got married, when everybody threw you a party. Or maybe somebody threw you a birthday party. That would be the best day of the year. Because otherwise shit was real boring. Life is boring. It's what we do with it. It's what we make of it. Also, the love you take is only as equal to the love you make, motherfuckers. And I don't mean motherfuckers in that sense. I mean like, motherfucker. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But to the fuckers who are loving mothers, you go. You go. Come on. Everybody needs lover. Ooh, lover. Lover. Sexy time. Ha! Anyway. This kid doesn't know about sexy time. No, it's not. It's fucking a self-absorbed teenage point of view that plays on fear mindset and fear sales point tactics for a childish fucking baby boy. Sorry. I'm just being cathartic. I apologize, and I don't at the same time. What? Yeah, you didn't have to if your parents didn't want you to. I mean, like, honestly, it's a very generational thing. It only started in the mid-20th century when there was enough homes for everybody to do that. And it was more a way to sell homes, by the way. And this idea that once you're 18, you're out of this house. Are you kidding? Before the mid-20th century, people needed you in the house for another income. Extended families. Oh, dude, look at the Great Depression pictures of all the people living in compound housing. We saw it again during COVID and during the housing crisis here in Los Angeles. All of these ideas are so revisionist, historian, and this is how that stuff starts. Is people who are so old, or if you hear people only referring to as the history of their lifetime, then you know. They may not be aware of the history before them. Or human history. What the fuck is wrong with you, people? Anyway, sorry. You people, my chat is undefeated. I don't know what you're talking about. 1, the sexiest chat. 2, the most attractive chat. 3, the most sexually explorative experience chat. 4, the best chat. Just best chat. Small but mighty. Fuck what you heard otherwise. I don't know. I heard there was people talking shit. I didn't know what it was about. I'm sorry. I'm not going to start shit. And I'm just making that up. I just totally. I was just making. like who? I'm waiting for somebody to be like, who? Where? No, I'm not. I'm not. The DGG? No, don't do that. We're a mixed crowd in here. We're mixed bag. Mixed bag. Goofy. Anyways. All right. Let's hear what else. We're almost done with this mind fuck over here. I'm sorry. The empathy. We're almost done with the empathy. Empathy. Sorry. Huh? Wait. Did that shit say go to college, get in debt, or isolate? So you can get a job and meet a whole bunch of people at work. In fact, before recently, most people met their partner at work. And check out the stats pre-2010 for all the SA rules. Most people actually met their partner at work. There's one reason why the social environment has changed so drastically. Whether that's a good or bad, I don't know. It's hard to say in the long run. It's probably a good thing. I say probably because we still don't know the outcome. Give it 20 years. We'll see. Gloria Steinem points out that the countries that have the least freedoms socially also have the least freedoms between partners and social cohesion between sexes. So I think there's some deep truths to that. And this whole idea that there's like there's singular choices, binary choices. Yeah, exactly. That's the choice? No. Yeah, exactly. It's like, where does this come from? Who told you that? And why are you not asking your elders? Oh, because they don't believe us. They don't want to hear from us. And someone like me says, you can have a great life. I date up. Men don't date up. That was the whole way that started yesterday. I was like, bro, you are so projecting. Like, because if you're saying men don't date up, you're saying you date down. I don't think anybody should date down. I don't know what that means even. What does that mean? Like, it's such a fucking limited thing. And then when he's asking about what I make per month, it was like, boy, you really do think about limited terms. Okay, I told him. Very fair. Didn't tell him what I've made in my life. But I told him what I made per month currently. Being my own self-employed person. Yeah. Oh, I make so much more than you. Like, really? Really? Okay. Good for you. I mean, fuck. But I guess this was my point back to him on that one. I guess you've experienced so much life then, I mean, fuck. I got invited to the White House. How about you? Oh, so you've been to the White House? What does that mean? Bro, you know what that means. It means I've done things maybe you didn't want to do that, but I've done things that you will never get to do. I made my mark, and that's what I urge other people to do. Make your mark on the world, or your family, or your life, or make your mark positively. Go and do things. Experience fucking the world, the universe, yourself. Experience others. Experience the food. Oh, food. Ugh. Food. Experienced buttered muffins. Butter. Because butter isn't the same everywhere, let me tell you. French butter. Oh my God. I eat that shit for breakfast. And French buttered muffins. shit, I could eat that for breakfast. Sorry, let me say I'm sorry, not sorry. French buttered muffins. Anyways. Alright, yeah, no, that's not the only choices. Like, just hurts. No, it shows you how your little crew of people who are like you are looking for validation for their laziness, essentially. Because that's what it is. The inability to find an option for oneself where you have to start for yourself. You're expecting somebody to come along and burp you and let you scream at them like I let the dude in Catharsis do the other day. And once again, I point out that each time I pointed out something about myself that was true, he both denied that fact, because of course he didn't have that experience, so I must not. Projection. Just my whole point that got him upset. And then at each point, he got more and more, like it was like somebody ramped up the volume and ramped up the pitch, and it excited him further and further. I would love to hear a recording of that. And because the more I taunted him, the more upset this guy became with me saying, I'm fucking happy. I've had a great life. Going on a date tonight. You know, I went out last night. It's humor. It's fucking humor. Anyhow. Ah, these kids. They're cute. Kind of. Sometimes. Most of the time not, though. Sure. Wait, what? There's... So you're lamenting over not going to university or something like that? I mean, like, it's all just so... pick and choose and not very realistic. It's the myopia. The myopia is just stanky of poo-poo, mental prison poo. Like, you just got your own brand in the corner. You've just been piling it up. It's terrible. Well, that's life, kid. No, that's not likely. What'll happen is that you'll have to learn, before most people do, when they're going to college specifically, but you'll have to learn social interpersonal skills. Bum, bum, bum! Ah! Social interpersonal skills! Ah! Things aren't handed to you on a platter! Ah! I've heard some pretty fucking entitled bullshit before, but this is what I would call entitled privilegeitis. Only somebody who thinks that the whole world is supposed to be an easy experience has this mindset. And I despise it, frankly. I'm going to be frank with you. I'm really low tolerant of it because it's all the kinds of wrong of the modern world. Expecting and assuming that somebody's going to just provide for you, that things aren't going to be tough, that the world isn't dangerous, assuming that somehow, despite all of the proofing in the fucking universe, that the world, that life, that just naturally being in this fucking galaxy isn't somehow incredibly fucking lucky and has every chance and potential of ending at every given fucking moment. Somehow, how they think that the most important thing is looking at all the things they can't do. Huh. Who teaches them that? They do. They don't want to hear they don't want to hear the adult. They don't want to hear they don't want to hear it. Yeah, they don't want to hear it. They want to scream. They want to screech. They want to cry. They want to say, why? 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 Okay. And by the way, it happens in every generation. Every single one. Every single one. You're not doing anything different than we did. I'm not chastising you for it. I'm just telling you. I will only chastise you for the fact that you're solipsistic enough to think that you're the only ones. That's where it gets fucking nuts. Like, really? You're just ignoring everybody altogether? What the hell? Jesus Christ. It happens. Well, because you're going to get older. Oh, you go outside and everyone is 40. What the fuck does that mean? Go search out your friends. What, so you just walk... What do you just walk outside like... Hold on, this is what I imagine this... In my mind, this is what I imagine he just describes here. You walk outside and everybody is 40. So what, you just walk outside your house? Maybe because everybody who's 40 is a homeowner. Hold on a second. Hold on, this is what I imagine he's talking about. Everyone's 40! Ah! Let me tell you something about women in their 40s. Young man, they will teach you everything you need to know about life. So get on it. Into that, everybody. If that's the case, go look for the areas where all the women are 40. Let me tell you something. You want to know what life is about. Go on with your bad self. Okay? And the ladies, hold on a second. If the ladies in their 40s, I can't stress enough, they're past all that other bullshit in most cases. Take advantage of your youth and their interest in your youth. Trust. If you're in your mid-20s and she's in her 40s, you're meant for her. Don't get creeped out. At that point, age, literally, if you think age means something, it only means that before you're an adult. When you're an adult, it really doesn't mean much of shit. If you get along, you get along. This whole puritanical idea caused by the folk and weirdos who think that somehow having relationships once you're an adult with people older than you, that's the whole point of having mentors. That's the whole thing of having explorative experiences. That's the whole thing of having a diverse crowd around you and not being caught up in the Pol Pot regime idealism of whatever the fuck is going on nowadays in that fear set. It's like, what? So you just want to hang out with a 23-year-old, and if you don't, you're going to be alone. Guess what? Life doesn't work that way, kids. It just fucking doesn't. And if you confuse that with something else, that's your fucking weirdness. That's your fucking fetish. That's your fucking... I mean, there's a lot of... by the way, I had someone apparently temporarily blocked on or banned or whatever the fuck they did on Twitter because they called several of my colleagues and myself a word that was like, you know what, let me just handle this. All of my relationships are with fucking other adults, unlike you. And by the way, if you're going to be concerned about that stuff, folks, don't leave your search tabs open and have weird she looks under 18 porn in the tabs on a regular. Don't have that in your tabs if you're going to call other people names. And then, of course, because I knew that he had a long history of that and threatening other things and telling people they're going to be doxxed and all that, laughing about that stuff, Twitter wrote me, although initially denying, which I thought was interesting. Twitter was initially like, no, we're not going to do anything. Oh, yeah, we should probably do something about that. Thanks for telling us, because it seems like you're not the only person he's doing this to. And has been. Repeatedly. Yeah. Yeah. It's a fetish that some of them have because they're obsessed because they aren't actually having sex. They don't know the differences between these things, and they think that there's some weird platitude of like, if you're 22 years old and you're friend with someone who's 45, that you're somehow they're grooming you. It's like, you're a fucking adult. You get to make your own decisions. You have your own free will. And by the way, I highly suggest learning good sexuality from somebody who's just a little bit more experienced than you. And sometimes that means, if you're a man, a woman who's in her 40s. And if you're a woman, it means, all kinds of things. I've known people to date and marry people who are much older than themselves, by the way. And not in weird ways, just fucking, that's what life is about. Jesus Christ. It's only the privilege of the now and the long lives we have that people are starting to feel like you have to be one way or the other about that. And there's only one general set of rules about that. And that's, if they're children, if they're fucking underage, if the law doesn't allow that shit, which is, and then the moral side of that, clearly there's adults and adult relationships. That's all anybody is fucking talking about. If you start bringing in the other into the conversation, that's you projecting into that conversation, which makes me wonder, what the fuck are you really doing over there? What the fuck is you? I'd never thought about that shit until some youngster put it into a conversation. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That is you projecting. Creepy ass motherfuckers. And I say this because now you know what we're all thinking about you creepy ass motherfuckers who put that out there. That's you, not us. Weird shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? If you said that in real life, seriously, you are going to find out that people don't respond like they do on the net of talking about it. That's some crazy shit. The fuck do you get off? Even bringing it into the nomenclature other than where it's serious, because you're calling wolf when there's a bunch of maps out there. For real. And you can find them because they're pretty proud. Don't confuse and fuck people over, or fuck yourself over in this case. Try to jacket people because you don't know how to fucking have a conversation or interpersonally deal. That shit, that alarmist, freakazoid, calling names because it draws negative attention to you, it's adolescent shit, and that's what we're looking at right now. Oh my God. This tells me something else as well. This is a great example. His parents, if he's even 20 right now, that means his parents had him in at 40. They're older than me. They're my brother's generation. Wow. That's really interesting because that's telling. Different generation. He doesn't even know the difference because his parents are older. His parents are in their 60s, he says. That's my eldest brother. Which, by the way, that whole generation had kids later than my parents' gen. My dad was having kids in 20s. And then my gen had kids in 20s. And 30s. And 40s. And 50s. I know plenty of folks. I know a dude who didn't have kids until his 60s, by the way. Good on him, though. Good on him. Jesus Christ. How you going to... I'm going to tell you, you may not have the energy for that in your 60s. I don't know. I know that right now, in late 40s, I'd be like, I could do it. It's going to take some years off me because the energy level, you can see when people have kids, the lack of sleep you lose, is a thing. Moms can tell them. I got moms in the chat, I know. So, tell me if I'm wrong. Yes, we can tell. Because it is. You don't either. It happens at a different time for each person. You can't compare your life to theirs. Yes, you are. You need to fucking... That's a whole other thing. Hey, turn your brain off. That's an okay thing to do. Turn your brain off. Get stupid for a minute. Embrace the stupid. I have a video on that. It's very easy. Embrace the stupid. Enjoy silliness. Enjoy the silly you. Enjoy your inner child. Be you. Don't be the inner adolescent. That's fucking insufferable. Be the inner child. Big difference. Don't be a child human. But embrace the you that enjoys the fun and the frivolity and the wonder. Because life is wonderful. Wonderful. Full of wonder. Yeah. Yeah, he did. That is such a solved... Oh, nobody but me. Only me. Okay, stop for a minute. Wait, hold on a second. You're in your 20s. Touch your worm, touch your worm, touch your worm. Touch it. Just touch. Learn how to get it done. There is no untraining. In fact, if you don't use it, you lose it. That is one of the weird facts of the world. If you don't use it, you lose it. I'm going to put that back in the strata of talk. If you don't use it, my friends, you lose it. And yes, I'm talking about that buttered muffin again. Everybody loves a nice mouthful of buttered muffin. Okay. He's never heard that sound.
Bill, jawline, can't thou tilt. It's like, geez, man, how did I get here?
He's believing too much bullshit on the internet. So that's the other thing is these kids are watching videos by other people that want them to buy products, that want them to buy into the fear so that they fit into a little group, and then will invest in something or be responsive to a call of action. But these are the things we need to be aware of. That they're being mobilized through their sadness and fear.
This is the image of what this era is creating. Atomized, disconnected people with no identity or greater.
They have identities, they just haven't come into their full self yet.
Mature.
We all mature at our own rates.
You live in a tiny apartment where you don't know your neighbors. You come home
that's
from
true. But that's been a thing for quite a while, actually. They were talking about that when you talk about urbanization in the 1880s. And there's many different reasons for that. Sociocultural and economic differences. And I know all my neighbors. Tell you that. It changes with home ownership.
Or you don't work at all just to cope through fantasy, through escapism, drugs, and technology. You fuck your sexual...
Oh my god, they are the only ones who ever... Isn't he talking about the forever online people? Yeah, he is very specifically talking about... He's expressing it as if it's the whole world. Yes. But he is really talking about... Tom is pointing this out. The forever online people, yes. And that's because, as my point of this... my point is to this, is that they're the ones not giving themselves the chance. And they're feeding themselves their own... self-fulfilling prophecy. Through drugs, technology, you fuck your sexual mind and take him out of time. Like some dystopian future that he wants to buy into because he's been playing too many video games and talking to his friends on Discord. Which is, these are things that happen in a clique. And it's very easy to stunt oneself if you don't want to move past that. And there are some people who, I'm sure everybody knows, somebody from high school who's still doing the same fucking shit that they did in high school. I mean, these people exist. They're going to always exist. But to say that everybody in your group is going to be stuck this way when you're in your early 20s and you're just not giving yourself the chance. This is really what it is. You're just not giving yourself the chance to get outside and just find the other options. And it's not easy. Nothing is easy about this. Nothing. That's life. But at some point, it becomes way easier when you just give in to the beauty of the challenges and the serendipity, the way things will just come sometimes. Especially once you put in a lot of effort and then just kind of like edge off a little bit, like, I'm kind of in a groove or something, and suddenly everything starts to come to you. Everything starts to come to you. Everybody wants a buttered muffin.
And you take your medicine. You don't have a family, but you got a lot of products.
Well, you could live that way too. There's lots of people that live that way, but it's to each their own. I mean, honestly, in my point of view, that's not the healthy way to live. But some people, maybe that's their thing. Who is anybody to say that's wrong? It's about balance, folks. It tends to be about balance.
Whatever you want, ignore me at your own peril. But this is no mistake. This was planned for...
this is the thing that gets me. It's like, this thing that every generation experiences in one way, fashion, or another was planned just for you. Okay, the sales points, yeah, they're just for you because they adapt as time goes on. The purchasing into the whole fucking bad ideology, nobody could have expected that. We didn't know that a whole generation just buy right into it. Like, yes, Gok 3000 terror, sadness, solipsism, argument, defeatism. Nobody knew that shit. It's all just an experiment of humanity. Things basically ebb and flow in the same little bits over and over again. We move little bits further and further and further up the way, down the walkway, down the philosophical highway, let's say. Different points of view over time that resemble others from the past, but they move or get more inclusive or get left behind if they're not useful. But there's so many of them. To exclude or think that anything has not been done or been experienced or that you can look to history for some kind of idea or solution or see yourself in another generation is insane just because they didn't have tablets. And this is, again, the revisionist historian mind that we should be aware of being problematic in small groups. Because they can get motivated to do stupid things. Because they're so angry about what they don't really understand. And that makes sense. It makes sense.
And even though
so I have
all of
compassion
this is
for them on
happening,
that level.
I'm still young. You might be too. You
In my heart?
decide
Yeah,
your
hell yeah.
own future. I could stay up in this basement, comfortable.
And that's true. You decide your own future. Every turn of it. Even 30 years along, even 40 years along. Look, I say this quite often. My mom and her boyfriend, who's 93 years, my mom is in her 70s. Her boyfriend is 93. They're skydiving. So if you're like 20, when you hit 30, you hit a wall. What the fuck are you insane? Let me just explain something, by the way, folks. Menopause. Most women don't experience menopause until their late 40s, if that. The majority of women experience menopause after 50. Having menopause before 50 is not super common, but it does happen. So whenever people are telling you about, like, what's the word they use? Geriatric birth in your 30s. Are you insane, dummy? Most people are having children in their 30s right now. And the same group that would say, geriatric birth is the same people whose parents are 60 years old, so their parents had them in their 40s. Which is even weirder about a lot of this generation. Like, it's just like, I don't want to pay attention to anything unless it feeds into my logic systems. But, that's not unusual. It's not unusual, and they will grow out of it. And the rubber band effect back, I'm telling you, once again, I said it before, we're all gonna get laid! Because that sexual revolution, my friends, is gonna be absolutely fantastic. Your muffin is gonna get buttered on a regular, I'm telling you. I'm talking about muffins. What are you talking about? What do you think I'm talking about? What the fuck? People are so... Get your mind out of that.
Too scared
Fucking
to change
gutter
with my
people.
gamer
Good
chair
God.
and computer with RTX, whatever the fuck, in the confines of the underground prison, watching seasons pass like days.
That's what
a
I like.
child
What?
in a man's body.
Get him some...
living to farm
Oh my God.
from games and the internet, the flesh merging.
He needs
with
to read some
machines,
Walton
the world
on Golden
burns.
Pond,
this is the life
or-
that so many young men like me live, but it ain't gonna happen to Daddy. I don't think so, pal.
Henry
Daddy's
David
gonna make a
Thoreau.
change. And you can too.
What?
Anything is possible with a good plan.
Oh, this is true. Anything is possible. You don't even need a good plan. Anything is possible. Sometimes you gotta have no plan, honestly, to find a good plan. Sometimes you gotta just let yourself go and do a thing and have that experience and not have a plan. I mean, for some people need them. Some people really need them. But people like me, great example. When I travel, especially when I don't have a lot of time somewhere, I like to go out in front of my hotel room, and pick a direction and go. And pick just major street to major street and make sure I keep track. And nowadays it's easier with the phones, but GPS. But the awesomeness is that the more you do that with yourself, the more comfortable you get. Now, I don't advise going out on your own, by the way, traveling, unless you really know what you're doing in the places that you're at. By the way, always bring someone with you. But besides that, if you know where you're at, you're familiar with the territory, but you want to find somewhere new, pick a line and keep making rights and lefts and just go and stop at somewhere new, because that's the spice and the joy and the fucking beauty of everything. Every time I'm in Amsterdam, I go a different direction. And last time, I did something that I hadn't done in years, which was I got on a bike with a friend, and I was basically babysitting. I don't know if you know this, but a tour manager on tour is an adult babysitter. So I was adult babysitting, and I was taking care of my friend because he'd stopped by the Smarties shop and he had eaten a couple things. And so we were on bikes rolling around all day. Wonderful day. I didn't eat anything, but he did. And I had fun watching him have fun. And by the way, that's the thing. You can watch your friend have fun and enjoy someone else having fun. The majority of my job, the reason why I've always done it is because I look out in the audience and I see so many people being impacted, and so many people having maybe it's the day of the year, that one day that they just exploded into joy. They'll be talking about that for weeks. In some cases, I've had people tell me years and years and years and years later that day was something they still remember. Impacting people's lives, changing your direction, having an experience that you didn't expect because you just went, because you allowed yourself to go. These are the magic moments in life, my friends, that honestly, a plan may not get you there, because life is what happens when you're busy making plans. That's the truth. That's one of the greater truths. Simply. So, truly, my friends, when you're sharing yourself with the world, do it boldly, be courageous, and know that it takes tiny baby steps to become courageous. Think outside the box and get outside that prison cell, because the only thing we can do for each other is to reach our hands out and offer assistance when you see someone fall. To say to them that all of this stuff is nothing much more than a mental prison that we make for ourselves, or a fake maze that we can run around in. And sitting for people while they journey can be very impactful. Exactly. You can get so much by observation, by being sometimes, just by being. You don't always have to be the person taking part. Sometimes the observation or the experience is in the observation. Go see something that Marina Abramovich did. Good golly. That last one in New York, where she was just sitting at a table and people would sit with her for a minute and people would cry or laugh or we are vessels to be filled, to be spilled, to be drunk from. But if we stand empty, what do we offer ourselves, much less the experience? And I say fill yourself with as many different types of wonder and beauty and ugly and unexpected joy and pain and differential and variation and obtuseness and liveliness and directness, verboseness and freedom of will to be you as you see fit. But first, break the chain that others may put around you. That mental prison I call the obelisk. It's represented in every major city around the world by a physical object in the center of that major city, in every major country in the world. And that representation of power and the power structure has existed since the beginning of time. To show you how the Ben at the top is not associated to the obelisk itself, because the obelisk is a funnel of energy and time and effort and will being fed up to a very tiny few for a very few's benefit. And you don't have to take part in that at all. You can step right out, because the prison cell is imaginary. And I'm here to hand you the very large imaginary sledgehammer of mirth to smash down the walls. And then you can pass it along, because friends, we are but flowers who drop our seed one at a time, just like how the bees come for the pollen and how it gets transferred on the breeze. One at a time. These are the things I hope you can take away. A sense of option, that the behaviors of the now are our own prisons of our own making. And damn, do we want to protect them. Till someone like me comes along and says, yo, you want to see something else? And, I mean, somebody may screech at me, but you know what? I know as soon as I show you that my hand is outstretched and that I have an interest in your well-being. It's just an example, because I'm no leader. I'm part of a legion. I know you are too. People who love, people who are kind, people who see the world as better than worse, but see it as real, and see the experience, the experiment, and the battle in the daily life against all measures, good and bad. They see it as the joy of the experience of sentience. So let's share that, if you would, because I think there's people out there that are alone and might not be experiencing that themselves. And Emily says, if you can't travel, you can explore nearby, or you can be surprised what you find. I do in LA. I do in LA all the time. I'm always, whenever I sometimes I'll just pull over and see something and be like, what the fuck? What's that? By the way, Fresno, Forestiere's Gardens, underground gardens. If you've never heard of the Forestiere underground gardens, it's the most amazing experience ever. Like, really, truly, if you want to talk about a bold plan that never got finished, but he did so much that you can't. Look, if you want to understand that sometimes it's not always about completing the task, but sometimes it's about the task itself or having the dream. Forestiere Gardens. Whenever I think to myself, I'm finding windmills or something like that, I think about Forestiere, because it's not about the battle or the war if you're just trying to make an example in art. It's about the long-term feeling, the observation, the inspiration, what somebody can, in a little crumble, take away, because we all get our own piece of that pie, and we take away what we feel from it. And sometimes art isn't just art, but somebody else's good idea, or bad idea, or good day, or feeling. Or in the case of Forestiere, inspiration to do more, even when the odds are against you. Because underdog, well, fuck, that's an understatement. And Tom says, kid, isn't that wrong to feel that way? More people than before do be more inside activities oriented, being on the internet, gaming, software, engineering, audio, video editing, etc., etc. Sure, but that's, the studies show that we're no more inside than we were before. The same amount of, in fact, more people are going to concerts, more people are traveling, more people have access to the outdoor, there's more open environments. It just happens to be that this environment is now 30 and below. Yeah, once again, that's of their own choice. They can go outside. There's plenty of places to go and do. It's all up to them. It's a balance. It's up to you. It's a balance. And that's the whole point is you make your prisons. We make our prisons in this case. You don't have to be online that whole period. You're just choosing to, because it's much easier than doing the tough task. Because the number one thing I hear from all of this, by the way, is it's just very hard and it's dangerous. And that's, of course, part of life. And the more you practice against that danger, the less it seems dangerous. And the less dangerous you experience, or the more you know what to look for, the more enjoyment you get from the experience in general. Speaking of which, why isn't that showing up in the chat? My apologies. That's very weird. There it is. That was weird. It was like not updating. Anyway. So at the end of the day, my friends, what we can take away from things is what we should take away from them. It's when we believe that we're stuck to any one thing or idea because of society or you name it. When you give yourselves reasons, you are giving yourself the out, my friends. He's not saying he's unwilling. He feels that there's not many people his age doing outside activities, yet concert and tourist trips, but it's a question of a portion spent on one or the other. No, it's just a matter of getting yourself out to do it. Excuses are just that for that. For instance, never been a rich person, and I know plenty of people that didn't have any money and made their way all the way across the United States going to concerts. It's about what you choose to do. It's about what you choose to focus on. And these people who are whatever age not getting out of the house, that's because they don't want to. They're choosing not to. It's not because they have to. You're not prisoned. And that's my whole point about the obelisk, is that funnel is something you could avoid, but you got to have mirth to smash it out and see that. Actually, no, what he's saying is wah, 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 wah. Nobody's ever had this before. And I once again point to the Beat Generation, basically said the same exact thing. And then before that, it was in Victorian eras where the male poets said the same thing. And before that, there's a whole, I was looking at it today, there's literally every 30 years, some young people decide that they're the only people that have ever experienced this before. Maybe more and more people choose inside to a degree, but Tom, people didn't go outside in the Middle Ages. People didn't go outside in the Dark Ages. People didn't go outside in Renaissance times either. You realize that, right? Yes, of course, he's generalizing, and that's my whole point to the messaging of the perspective, by the way, Tom, is that at least in this case, to look at it is like, Jesus Christ, give yourself some time, give yourself a break. It's sad boyism. It's. I wanted to play, I wish I could have played Fall Out Boy the entire time behind it, and I don't want to make fun of it because we all go through it. That's the other thing is to make a point of every single generation goes through a version of this. I am inside, I have no friends. You will lose your friends and then everything will come to an end. Because he was basically saying, if you don't go to college, you'll have no, literally, if you read the title, it said, go to college, get in debt, or isolate. That's horrifying. Like, don't play into that meme. Plus, your generation loves to play into these memeing that's like, bruh, that's not good for your brain. That's just not good. Especially when you stop being able to tell the difference. And we keep talking about this online. The folks that are in that age group don't know the difference between real and not real. At all. Like, you have a very hard time with it. That's why they have a hard time with people like me, which is, I'm not the messaging for that gen. Like, not sure how they get data on people going outdoors in the Middle Ages, but sure. No, Tom, that's a thing. And that's a thing. People stayed, it's in the writings, Tom. They literally talk about how the limitations of the squares because of illness. People, especially the upper class, the people who were writing most of the time, stayed indoors for safety because shit was being thrown in the street, because of illnesses, because of the fact that you had to wear many uncomfortable layers to protect yourself from, falling debris coming out from second floors, people throwing shit out of their window and stuff like that. There's plenty of writing to talk about that. It's not survey or summary, Tom. But see, this is the whole thing is things existed before you. Oh, you could argue that, but they're also a reflection of the time period that we have that shows what happened. So you can't just deny history. That's revisionism. Well, what does that make a difference? You think they're lying, Tom? Tom, do you think they're lying? Or do you think that it's reflective of the time period because they're trying to be historic? Especially when they're talking about normal everyday life. Most of the time, the people that we're actually talking about it. And the book that I'm actually, specifically that I'm talking about that was referring to the historical effort is a monk. So he's going to be really honest. Keep that in mind. That cynicism that you imply is a terrible thing, be frank with you, to imply when people are giving you face value. If you look at everything with face value, with bias, then you'll miss out when it isn't occurring. And that's projection. And it becomes unhealthy at some point. The experiences are very different on one end, but on the other, they aren't. They're the same complaint. We're all humans. The only difference is an electronic piece and some sales point that has been basically more psychologically focused. But kind of not much different, though. Actually, when you look at it from the point of view of the person, because the effects are the same. And, that's the whole point of the solipsism of this generation that I'm pointing out, Tom, is for you folks, you think nothing like this has ever happened, and it's very common. In fact, the closest generation I would compare it to is the Beat generation. So I'm not cynical. Someone can be genuine and blinded to some things. But see, when one, exposure being part of it, yes, but when one decides that you can arbitrate for your own personal strata, meaning when you decide that it's not true because you don't see it that way, that is, and you know that someone might have a perspective, or just as I'm using historical example repeatedly, that becomes cynical because you don't think it's true. You think it's a lie. You think it's a bias. Thinking things that are provably, repeatably found, and someone telling you that, as an example. And we were talking about this the other day, by the way, Tom, you and I, about how we have to be able to have the conversation where we accept that each other is not lying. Same with the history books. Only in the modern day has that come into play, in the very modern day, in the last 30 or 40 years, that we have to start looking at these things for the amount of bias. Because before that, people were really, in general, not trying to sway, unless you look at the Bible or religion, but trying to be accurate. Historians especially, mathematicians, historians, there's a certain amount of ethical prowess to that. It's like clout. It was like clout. Being honest was like clout. Put it this way. It's true, but probably lacking in many experiences and exposure. Well, that's the other portion. The lack of experience and exposure allows for the cynicism. Yeah. It allows for the cynicism because you don't think other people are... And this is one of my favorite things, and I've experienced this since I was a child, so I'm really, and I'll say this is part of my closing thing. I've experienced, since I was a child, the cynicism towards my reality on so many levels, because I was doing TV and stuff as a child. The evolution of accuracy and statistics, survey, polling, etc. Sure. But we still, we know from history what happened because people were drawing art and talking about it and talking about the Dark Ages. There's plenty of history. There's thousands of books about the historical writer's exposure. Oh, sure. I guess you could compare in some fashions that exposure, but I think the human experience is the same, especially when we're talking about sadness, internal loathing, and even Barclay. Barclay talks about the unthinkable experiment in the 16th century. So, which is the idea of nothing and something. And if you put somebody in a room without any windows or doors, whether or not they would know the outside world and perceive it, or whether they would exist in their own selves. So these are, no, it's not naive. You might call me naive, but it's cynicism. And by naive, you can't call me naive because, unlike most people, I've manipulated the mass. I know something you don't, and I'm not sharing it. I know a lot that you might not. No, I assume that you don't know the little keys and the little things that go on when you manipulate the mass. That's one of the reasons why I'm here, because I saw these tools being used that shouldn't be used on groups of people that are too malleable and too influenced and willing to be moved to a call of action, Tom. Seriously. You can go back to the videos, even my earliest one. You'll find me saying this stuff. The cynicism is in the doubt of somebody who knows what they're talking about is telling you. And it's only in this generation that you've been sold on a bunch of bias that has to do with actual information war. So that by the time you folks get to be my age, you won't know what to trust and won't trust anything, and then a vacuum will be created. And somebody terrible will fill that vacuum for all y'all who will be using all those tools against you. It's why I'm here. Because I see those tools getting used. You can make people go to the left and go to the right by the tens of thousands, as I know how to do. Just with a little lighting and color. Can you imagine what you could do if you knew? No, that's not true. Tom, that's what you wish it was. Because when a butterfly flaps its wings, and it knows how to flap them properly, in which direction, you don't need much of anything. just need one little pill to drop in the ocean, and then the whole ocean gets poisoned. It just has to be potent, and you have to know how to place it. This is an old actual science, actually. This is old science. Then now, how to place it and where to place it isn't just easily, it's more easily proliferated now with one single individual without even a following. Shit. Let me see. There's 3 different major occurrences that were affected by 4 of us. None of us have major followings. And I dare you to find the other 3. And in 4 months' time, we've done massive, obvious bringing to light of really bad actors and bad behaviors, and changed a bunch of shit right in front of y'all, including conversation. But hey, we got lots more work to do. Because the truth is, my friends, the world can be affected with a very few who just know which buttons to press. And that's the point that I keep pointing out. And the cynicism, the disbelief that has been broken in the fourth wall, the suspension of that disbelief, and the variances of what people know between reality and not reality. Well, they are dangerous now. They're getting dangerous. So that's the only reason why I talk to y'all about this stuff. That's why I'm confusing. That's why I have little guys playing in the corner. They pull the lollies out, and they pull the people who are really trolling out. By the way, because they somehow I think that like creativity is dangerous, puritanical shit. It's also polyscopic hypnotation. The more I bombard your mind, the easier it is to imprint ideas. But if you didn't know that this was going on in all different fashions, you might ignore that this is actually most common. Hold on a second. It's most common. And part of the reason why I'm mirroring this, by the way. Damn, he's gonna make me go over to the second thing. Part of the reason why I mirror these things this way, and why I put so much video and people, it's meant to deter certain people from watching, by the way. Certain people don't need this. Certain people do. Certain people need the message. Certain people need to know that they're not alone. Certain people get the message and want to listen. Certain people want to converse and have the conversation and debate. I appreciate it always. Certain people want to just view the concept and have a psychedelic experience, and other people realize that I'm mirroring.
Right. I'm not arguing that. Of course, we all know that white kids love to consume
in a very strange way, but I'm mirroring
the aesthetic is
using
sexy,
the
there's murder,
science of polyscopic hypnotation.
Obviously, that's attractive. That's why they keep making it. But the bigger argument is why, even when they're out of that lifestyle, like yes, okay, systematic oppression. They're from
if you didn't know what this is, this is a video game being played in the main of the screen, and the voices in the background that are being imprinted upon you. It's all part of the same logic and technology.
When they start to elevate, when they start to get out of that, even years after.
So, I mean, that's the easiest way to explain it to people. If you're like, what is he actually doing? Why does he have so much going on? Why is there all these things? Why is there 5 videos going on? Because, by the way, you learn better when you're bombarded. The ADHD, that's on purpose, if anything. So many drugs fed to so many people over time, and then, during your formative years, it give a lot of people a chance. But that's a whole other subject, a whole other time. Oh, Azzy! What about Azzy wrote me? Hold on a second. All good, Ed. This has got to all be in caps, right? No, it's not in caps. Good. Sometimes my caps lock gets stuck, and I turn over and I'm just written in a whole paragraph in all caps like I'm screaming, I hope you're having a wonderful day! You are great people! I think that we can elect it! Yeah, no, that sucks. Sorry. Every once in a while, screaming is catharsis, especially when it's humorous. Sorry. No, I have very strong views on this stuff. I've managed so many massive crowds, so many adults, so many situations. I've had such a good, really positive, happy life being the outsider, being well, I'll tell you this. For myself, I have the example, and it doesn't work for everybody. But in the cases of manipulating audiences and manipulating the public and the effects like this, this is actually not the effector. The effector is in the messaging that is proliferated. If people were disconnected more, what you're talking about would have no reach. No, it's just, Tom, it's just a different flavor of the same tools we've always been using. Things existed before you were born. The same technology existed before you were born. And it was just as effective. A little bit slower. A little bit less pointed. There was always this version of stimuli. Now, beforehand, it was more billboard and TV and movie and influence, and was much more pervasive, to be frank, on a wider scale with much more blanket terms. But now, we've gotten more specific as to who we target. That's the only difference, is the specifics of the targeting. And before, it was much more blanket, and really did have some very deep influences on life. It's more than ritual symbolism. Just, look at billboards. Billboards are the greatest form of subconscious abuse ever. Oh, sure. If you disconnect and have an id death, or id disconnect from society and break out, like the Norwegian traditions and stuff like that, yes, there is some health to a asceticism moment for each of us. And that's why I love Siddhartha as an example, Tom, is that there is a moment where he goes ascetic and then finally gives it up because he's like, fuck, I want to get laid and eat. Screw this shit. I'm running a brothel. He goes the other direction, which is the whole other portion of the story about, like, give yourself the grace to go through the rubber banding of extremes. Tomfoolery has a great story about all this where he was, clearly not living the best life, right? And then he rubber banded on back. And the beauty of that, how you can learn, how you change, how we all change. That's why I'm saying one of the things about this is this generation is not giving themselves the grace to go through this stuff and make the art out of it too, folks. So one of the things that's really important about what Nietzsche meant was he spoke about, when he spoke about, oh yeah, exactly, the Ubermensch is a great example of that. I think his maybe a little more, that's maybe a little to the extreme, but if you take the main focus of the Ubermensch concept of what we can be and what we imagine ourselves to be, yes. I think that also, that was really interesting. If you read all of Nietzsche's work, in the end, I wasn't able to create his own values, that too, but I think there's some of that portion of creating their own values that turns into too far individualism, where it goes too far, but that's, we could talk about that at length. Yes, there are properties of it that actually have wonderful tales. Although that's really fucked up is Nietzsche, in the end of his life, in the last book, killed me. Took me years to get to it, and then finally I get to it, and it's like, oh my god, he's kind of denying everything he worked on. The fuck? This guy! He changes the parameters. He changes a lot of the parameters, and kind of has that old man moment where he's like, I was a little too spunky about this. There's a lot more platitudes that I'm leaving out that I have learned to add in, and I think that's one of the interesting things about Nietzsche is he comes at it super hard, writes some really strong work, and then towards the end of his life, just like anybody else, he kind of softens out and goes, meh, I'm right about most of that, but I'm not sure still. There's some that I'm just paraphrasing about it, obviously, but it's funny. It's been a decade since I read it, but I remember getting to it being really excited. I was going to take some next level leap, but it kind of regresses, and he's, meh, there's more to learn. We make of ourselves, but there's more to learn. More like Zarathustra than his philosophical preaching. I'm not familiar with Zarathustra, actually. I should look into that. That's something Morg is always talking about, by the way. I should look into that. Morg is interesting. Sometimes I get into I freaked Morg out, though. Zarathustra was sick. Yeah, I mean, some of them, mind you. When you're talking about the old philosophers, some of them were disturbing. They're really, trying to, what if you stuffed a whole bag of snakes in with a bag of monkeys? Would that give you a philosophical answer once the baby was... What, baby? What'd you just say? Yeah, bro. No. You know what I'm saying? That shit is crazy. What is going on? Not okay. You don't need to put somebody in a box to figure out if they know whether or not reality is real. That's, we can go do that other ways. Anyhow, lovely conversations. Point being, don't mill yourself into a box of limitation because life is long, is actually the point. Life is way longer. You don't want to like embarrass yourself so much that you can't get out of that box because you've just convinced yourself that you have, because if you do something else, you're going to be embarrassed in front of other people. He's literally suffering from a disease and went in his countryside cabin to die alone, so to speak. Oh, shit. There you go. That'll happen. He crawled away like a sick cat. That sucks. Don't do that. I'm talking to the producer over here right now. By the way. Just hold on a second here. So you can see the he's being very cute. There we go. Hey. Oh, now he's, because I didn't finish the scratch, he's turned away. Come here, you. Show him your face. This is aggressive love, by the way. I'm squeezing my teeth and I'm aggressively loving the producer. Oh no, is this considered SA? When I aggressively love my boss? I'm literally grooming my boss. Okay, sorry. I should be that cynical right there. Anyhow. Oh, Adam22 offered me $1 million to do a porn. And I love that. This is this pearly thing. Should I watch this real quickly? I want to watch this real quickly.
Talking about Adam, and he offers, I'll give you $1 million to come on Plug Talk and experience your first threesome. You have got to live a little, Pearl.
Yep, Pearl.
This is what the left does. They try to.
Oh my God! This is what the left is. Is Adam22 the left? Holy shit! We have moved boundaries. Holy fuck! Thought that dude has a Swazi on him somewhere. What the fuck? Okay. All right. I think that pretty much wraps it for today. That's a good little end to like, people, give yourself. She should have taken that. She should have gotten just shown everybody how good life really is. Get yourself some. Get a buttered muffin, whatever that means to you, and eat all of it. All right? Where's Labia? Labia somewhere still in there? I don't know. Anyway, I hope you are. And I hope that you got something out of today. I hope that you have some hope for yourself. And I hope you don't limit yourself to a little dark room. Limit the time for all things. And expand the time for new things. It's a good rule of thumb. Keep everything in balance. And when something becomes addictive or takes over your life, if it's not feeding you the health that you really want for yourself, and you're not experiencing the things that you really want, well, leave it behind or curtail it to the area and time it needs. You don't have to be any one thing. You don't have to be what anybody tells you to be. Not me, not anybody. You be you. You find the best in you. And if you're having a hard time, just reach on out. Somebody will grab your hand. Trust me. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing like being kind to one another. By being caring and empathetic. Essentially, treating others the way you want to be treated. But the kindest thing you can really do to anybody, my friends, is at the end of the day,
if you really want to be a good person to somebody else, if you really want to be a good person to yourself, if you really want to show people that you've got that fire, well, my friends, I think you know that there's only one real call to action. Put the fucking device down, get out of the house, walk in the grass, make some friends, take a trail you've never seen. Go somewhere that makes you feel a little uncomfortable. Stretch your arms, give yourself a chance to be more than less. And of course, my friends, if you can tell somebody else, if you can reach out and make an actual healthy screech, the one I'd ask you to yell on out is pretty simple. I'd say it's helpful to everybody by just looking at each other and being kinder than not. And my friends, when I say that. I mean, stop being assholes to one another for fun. Love one another. Make a good bowl of Jell-O to serve from so you can eat out of it too. And at the end of the day, my friends, when that fire is burning, when somebody's in trouble, when you're about to hit your head or somebody else is, there's only one call to action, my friends. You know what that is. Look up! Thanks for being here, all. I appreciate you joining me. One of these days, we'll get some call-ins. Somebody will be pissed at me, or not afraid to call in, or whatever it is. Who knows? Either way, I hope you got something out of today. I surely did. I had a great time. Thanks for being here, Tom. Thanks for being here, Emily. Thanks for being here, Labia. Thanks for being here, Lita. Thanks for being here. Who else? There was a couple other new names that came through. Oh, yeah. A bit, I'd be tired. And then thank you for being here. Brand new and just got their mod today. And who else? It's not Blur anymore, so it's, I know I'm missing somebody who was asking, who the hell? What the hell is this? I'd be tired. And who else is I know it's way back in here. Oh, Jelly with the Hanafuda earrings on. I actually asked somebody yesterday, Hanafuda? Hanafuda. Anyways, you folks are rule. You folks rule. And my chat is undefeated once again. Sexiest, most sexually innovative, knowledgeable and experienced, intellectual, and brilliantly beautiful people. Thank you so much. I hope your weekend is fantastic. I hope your Friday night is awesome. I hope you get a buttered muffin just right in your mouth, because you're awesome. And I hope, my friends, that you take that time and look up. You ready to be walked?